First Step Act, I thought,
Such
was a misstep. But I would say the rest. Excuse me. I would say the rest of the the administration has been very successful. What's your problem? What's
my problem?
Is that
you're a cuck and you're a hack and you're not an independent thinker and you're meat riding Trump.
Why do you say
that?
Know
that what he's doing in
imperialism,
I just answered your question. You don't care.
I just answered your question. And I corrected
Congratulations. You rented your brain to a war criminal, pedophile, rapist. I hope you're happy.
A war criminal, pedophile, rapist? Do you brought up a point? You brought up international law, and you made a very false point, a dumb point, which is that international law began only a few hundred years ago. I corrected you, and I pointed out that the international law is part of the Western tradition. Excuse me one second. It goes back to antiquity.
It goes back to antiquity.
I can't stand Michael Knowles' like his attempt to like to intellectualize Trump. Like, fuck off. Like, give me a fucking break. This is all performance bullshit. I can't stand these people. Anyone that goes on TV to defend Trump should have dipshit in their chyron. Like, you can't. Yes. There's no defending him. Even these gay, like, I hate this fucking show, the Piers Morgan show, because they have these fake debates. Like, oh, this side says fascism's great. This side says it's bad. Like, no, fuck off. This is the same like debates about climate change. You can't have a debate about reality. Like, there's shit that's happening. People are dying. Either you are for people being rounded up and thrown in prison and shot in the face for doing nothing, or you're like, if you're for that, then you shouldn't be allowed on television. We should not hear your opinion because you're a piece of shit. Like, all of Piers Morgan's show is so like this phony like attempt at, oh, we're just discussing these ideas and we have some debates. Like, no, fuck off. You are furthering. You continue to further push bullshit that does not deserve a debate. For months, this guy debated the genocide in Gaza as if there was a debate about it. There was no debate about it. There's reality and there's fake.
Yeah. And
anyways,
I give Kyle credit because this kind of environment, I feel like I wouldn't be able to think in this kind of an environment. Like you all know, I was invited to Piers Morgan a couple of months back, just once, and it was not even a question. I was going to reject it because I feel like this is so like, it's so stupid and Jerry Springer-esque that I wouldn't know how to even respond. Like if I saw Michael Knowles and they did like the side by side, I'd just be like, and like spit at the camera or something, try to spit in his face. Because I like, how are you supposed to respond to this? Like, this is not a normal human being. This is a fucking drone who's just parroting talking points that billionaire sugar daddies pay him to say. So I just feel like you can't even engage with them. So the best thing that you can do is do what Kyle did and just humiliate them. Because I think that if you can't actually have a good faith debate with these people because they're bad faith, then humiliating them is the next best thing. So if I were in that predicament, I'd probably just like get kicked off because I would just call them the F slur because I think it's unironically hilarious when a gay person calls a straight person the F slur. So I'd probably just do that and see if they kick me off.
On these type of panels, I think that it is, that's why I stopped doing them, because having to sit on them and like just be in constant debate with people who are not like-minded, and you know that it's going to go nowhere, and you're going to be the one because you're trying to call out stupid in somebody and they're just like, what are you talking about? Like, Trump is a god. Like, Trump is intelligent. Like, how are you not? Like, did you not hear what I said? Like, I just said that he, you know, what he's done for the country. And you're like, he's done nothing for the country. Like, here's that. Well, can you point that out where? Like, they really sit there. And I've done that so much that I decided
it's exhausting.
I wouldn't do it anymore. It's very exhausting. And I reject every opportunity that I get. And I think people have gotten, you know, the gist of it now. I'm not doing them. I don't like it. It's crazy. And Piers Morgan will... He knows that, and this is how they used to lure me in years and years ago. They used to be like, oh, but, you know, you're going to be on there. It's going to be some other people who are like-minded on there, you know, and you guys just get on and have a healthy debate, you know, or just answer the questions and we can move on. They will literally bait it so that you and that person can just go at it the whole time, and then that'll be the show. So that's what I feel like Piers Morgan does. He doesn't really interject, and he allows them to be very Jerry Springer-esque, and that's literally the problem. So a lot of people think this is a great opportunity. I'm going on Piers Morgan, and they get on there, and they are veins is popping out. Like either they're cussing out Piers Morgan or they're cussing out somebody else who's on the panel. So yeah, it's sometimes very counterproductive, or it's like you get a good, you know, a viral moment for reading somebody their rights. But these people who are Trump supporters who go on there, this is their moment to shine, baby. Like this is their time. So
yeah, they always end up sharing the clips later on. It's like they go on a different platform to perform for their particular audience. Nobody really gets a lot out of this. Yeah. So I think that you have to recognize what that is and respond in a similar fashion, which is why I think that what Kyle did is so effective. And it's why I think, even to his credit, Cenk Uygur is really effective. When he was yelling at like an IDF agent or former IDF spokesperson or whatever, and when he was yelling at Randy Fine, that was really, really effective because there's not really a way to convince anybody. So the best you could do is just like get your point across as loudly and forcefully as you can. And that's the only way you can be successful on this kind of a format.
He was also factually correct, by the way. Like he was pointing out the fact that like a lot of these people who pretend to be nationalist or America first, all those types, they're all 180ing and being like, you know, more blood for Blood King. Let's get in. We took out Venezuela. Greenland's next. Canada, Mexico, Europe, like all this shit. Like all of them. And by the way, they're all just like millionaire podcasters who are not going to be like drafting their sons to fight on the ice in Greenland. Like, are you fucking kidding me? They're just going to sit there and keep collecting money while they're actually inflaming like, you know, actual war and civil fighting, and it's fucked.
Yeah. There's a couple of other moments. I think this is the next exchange. I can't remember if it's from Kyle and somebody else or Kyle and Knowles, but I'm not sure I think this is about ICE.
You know, I talked about both sides taking sort of implacable, incendiary positions. You compared ICE agents to Nazis, described the officer as an ICE thug who murdered a woman on camera by shooting her in the face. I mean, you're determining there that what we have watched with our own eyes, because we got the benefit of seeing all the videos, is somebody making a deliberate calculation to murder that woman for no reason.
I think he did. And
why would you do that?
Study the video closely. Well, I'll explain it to you. So first of all,
because he's a fucking murderer. That's why.
Freaks. Let's point that out. That these are like Proud Boys and white nationalists and you know, the dregs of society who have now been given a gun and a badge.
Well, that's a ridiculous generalization. Let me finish. That kind of generalization doesn't help your argument. You sound equally deranged.
No. I don't care about convincing you guys with your cult of fake nuance. I care about speaking to the American people who saw with their eyes.
God forbid we should have nuance.
Yeah, because it's fake nuance. That's the problem. You have J.D. Vance out there saying that this guy, it should have absolute immunity. Absolute immunity. So if he rapes somebody, he should be able to get off. This is fucking ridiculous. Absolute immunity.
I don't agree. Nor do I think, Kyle, nor do I think that Renee Good was deliberately trying to run over this ICE officer. I just don't think that is
and the guy was trying to kill her.
She was trying to do that or to cause him bodily harm. I think it was quite clear from the wheel positioning that she was trying to drive away. And the guy was ignoring his training. That's right. And he had a past incident, which probably in the moment made him fear the same thing was going to happen.
Piers, we have to have one
if you watch closely,
just one little bit to check some facts.
I literally never even made the fucking point I was trying to make at the
beginning. Don't talk at the same time.
He cuts him off. It goes to Michael Knowles, even though Kyle never got the point out that he was trying to make to begin with.
Kyle,
show's fucking ridiculous.
I will come back to you. Let Michael just interject on this one point.
This is really important because I feel sorry for the woman. It's very sad that she died. I'm not in any way happy that she died. She was in that position, one, because her lesbian partner said, "Drive, baby, drive, drive." The lesbian partner then said, "It's my fault."
The lesbian partner. That she's a lesbian.
Hold on 1 second.
Why is it relevant that she's a lesbian?
1 second, Kyle. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
I would say it's irrelevant that she's a lesbian. Secondly, drive can be an entreaty to drive away, which is what I think she was doing. Thirdly, the demeanor of Renee Good in the final video that came out shows somebody pretty calm, certainly not confrontational, certainly doesn't look to me like somebody intent on mowing down an ICE officer. I think she just wanted to get out of there.
Are you suggesting, Piers, hold on, are you suggesting...
I think that's basically the end of Kyle's contribution, but he crushed it, and I'm glad that he called that out. Because I see this all the time from conservatives. I'm sure that you've seen it too, where they go out of their way.
I am interested in seeing what he's going to say. Pierce is suggesting, but go ahead.
I can play it. I'll play it.
Yeah. I wanted to see what he was. If he's going to try to.
I didn't mean to cut it off.
that because a woman says I'm not mad, that means she isn't mad. I think anyone who's ever interacted with a woman,
Oh my
that's not
God,
what that
are
phrase
you
means.
fucking kidding me?
We don't have to just judge by her words. She accelerated. You can look at it in the footage. While
It's no longer women be shopping. It's women be running you over. You know how it is.
So ridiculous.
Did he say? Go back just a little bit. Did he say? I don't think anyone who's ever been attracted to a woman. Is that what he said? Go back a little bit.
I don't remember what he said. Let me see.
This is a message. I feel bad for her. She was indoctrinated into thinking that you're allowed to drive your car at cops or disobey police orders or block traffic and create a dangerous situation. This is an important message to all the leftists out there who want to do this. You cannot drive
want to make a
your
U-turn?
SUV into a police
not
officer.
die?
If you do that, you will be shot in the face and deserve
She
it,
didn't.
and it will be very, very sad.
All right, Kyle, back to you.
I love that we're now doing character assassination of a 37-year-old soccer mom who got shot in the face 3 times. You're fucking disgusting for doing that, and you know that you're disgusting for doing that. And if you watch the video closely, he switches hands with his phone to prepare to grab his gun before he was in any danger whatsoever. Okay, so this guy, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was getting himself into. These people are looking for trouble. They are going to Minneapolis. They are cracking skulls. They are rounding up innocent people. They absolutely are Trump's Gestapo, and everybody knows it.
All right, let me bring in Dave Smith. Dave Smith,
I think I didn't go back far enough to see what he
didn't
said.
go back. No,
Let me see.
We're fine.
in the final video. All right, Kyle, back to you.
This is a message. I feel bad for her. This is a message. I feel. This is a message.
I don't think
Show somebody pretty calm. Certainly not confrontational. Certainly doesn't look to me like somebody intent on mowing down an ICE officer.
Piers,
I think she just wanted to get out of there.
Are you suggesting, Piers, hold on, are you suggesting that because a woman says I'm not mad, that means she isn't mad? I think anyone who's ever interacted with a woman knows that's not
ever interacted with a woman. Okay. oh my God.
It's worse.
Just some casual misogyny there too. Some homophobia.
He's a loser, whoever that is. You guys introduced me to a lot of.
And because he thought she was mad, that means she deserves to get shot in the face. Like,
yeah.
Even under his own idea of what happened, it's absurd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Credit to Kyle for dealing with that, because I feel like these people need to be humbled, and this wasn't even a question. Like, Michael Knowles got humbled, and I love that the Daily Wire tweeted out that clip, and they were scolding Kyle for making an obscene gesture towards Michael Knowles. And it was when he was talking about the meat riding, like, and they thought that was like an own on Kyle. But if you look at the comments, and I joined in on this as well, people were like, bro, he got fucking clapped. What are you talking about? Michael Knowles didn't look like the better debater. He looked like a fucking fraud. So I like thoroughly enjoyed that. It's the first time I've enjoyed a Piers Morgan segment in a very long time, which doesn't happen often because it is very fucking insufferable.
Well, that's it for this week.
Well, it was nice to meet you all.
Yeah, like there's not much to say after that.
I do have I have a little bit of a treat for you all.
We do this for a living.
Yeah. We've already said what we wanted to on our own shows usually, so it's like
this is our full-time job.
So here's the treat for you all. Eric Adams, now no longer the mayor. He was heckled at the airport, and this is so fucking funny to me. I'm just going to go ahead and shut up and play.
How's his crypto doing? Is it still bottoming out?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there's a popular knapsack with many different locations.
Didn't he rug it? I thought he just sold off and.
Well, he launched a cryptocurrency token that was going to defeat anti-Semitism, and then it turned out just to be a big rug pull. And I thought that was the most Eric Adam things ever. On his way out, he's like, I'm launching a token that will defeat anti-Semitism. Invest now. And just ran away with the cash. Like, all right, fair enough.
Wait, maybe he didn't rug pull and he just like canceled it because anti-Semitism was defeated so fast because it was so powerful.
Maybe. I mean, who's to say?
Okay, so this is him at the airport, and yeah.
Punch me in the face, Eric Adams. Please punch me in the face. I would love if you punched me in the face. Okay, you can get fucked too.
What? He told her to go fuck herself.
Right? Yeah, fuck you.
Those are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God.
Those
damn.
face are.
I can see your ugly ass face everywhere. Damn.
I can see the Brooklyn in you. Oh my god.
Did you just say?
Is he followed by somebody who has the camera on, or is?
I guess that they were already like going back and forth, and somebody was filming it because it kind of seems like it was like mid conversation where they're like, "Oh shit, I want to film this." I'm not sure though.
I would love to know how it started.
Yeah, it came on. Came on. I'm sure at the end of that conversation because
but still, it was
back at it.
Nah, he told that lady to go fuck herself, and then like, what did he say? He's gonna show the Brooklyn in him.
He said you're gonna bring out the Brooklyn in me. I think.
What is that? What does that mean? He's gonna cuss her out. He's gonna put his hands on her. What does that mean?
It means he's gonna square up Brooklyn style.
Like with a woman.
He's gonna.
Yeah, what is that even? I don't get it.
He's gonna park his car on the sidewalk. That's what that means.
Like the same thing. With people, like, oh, I'm from Oakland. You know what I mean? It's supposed to.
No, I know what he was saying, but I'm saying in particular, he is the former mayor of New York, and you literally are on the street. You gonna tell a woman, I'm about to show you what's up. You gonna see the Brooklyn in me. Now I know what that means, but I'm saying for him to be telling that to a woman, you gonna hit her in the face.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? So yeah.
If I was like, you're gonna bring out the Portland in me, what would that mean to people?
I'm not sure because Portland, it doesn't give the same effect.
He's like Mike, it's not joy and some flannel.
It doesn't give. Yeah, that's what it gives.
A nice homebrew kombucha to share with us. Are you gonna go Portland on that kombucha?
Yeah,
like
it doesn't.
Force a polycool on me or something,
Yeah. That's what it gives. It doesn't give any like.
Give a raw food diet.
Yeah, like pour a raw milk down our throats or something.
Here's some organic food real quick. Right out the Portland in me.
It's like, it gives manners. Like, you're gonna let me pass. You're gonna let me through.
I like that. That means that Portlanders kind of have a nice reputation. I think that Portlandia did wonders for us. I was
going to say it's the show Portlandia for sure.
Yeah, and I do think that the stereotype is pretty accurate. It describes like 90% of us. Some of us are annoying and stupid, but 90% of us are basically like Portlandia.
What the fuck?
You guys sound sweet, whatever that is. you guys sound lovely, but that's like you telling somebody, "I don't bring out the South Florida in me." Okay, like don't bring out the Haitian in me. It has such a bit more of an effect there. You see what I'm saying? Don't bring out the New York in me. Whatever, that has a little bit more of an effect. But Portland, it just sounds cute and cuddly. Nice.
It makes me feel good.
Okay, good. But you be on the show, you're the one on the show that be threatening old people and things, so
that is what you're
because they brought out the Brooklyn in me.
Yeah, maybe there's a little Brooklyn in you actually.
Maybe it is.
Well, I do have other videos. I didn't prepare too much. Did you have something, Lance?
Well, I was just going to ask, did you guys know anyone in like Minnesota? Are you directly affected by this? Have you?
Yeah, actually.
I've only been seeing this on the news, obviously, just in horror and being like, Jesus Christ.
I have colleagues who are out there. And I don't know if you guys know Georgia Fort. She's out there. She's covering. She's like, a lot of her stuff is going viral because she's from out there and she's a journalist who has been on the ground for the George Floyd, murder, and she's covered that. And she's one of like the main journalists. Her name is Georgia Fort. If you guys don't know her, definitely look her up. She's done a lot of great work out there. She's a mother, she's a wife. So, her children are affected. She's affected, but she's also one of the ones who were at the protest at the church, alongside Don Lemon and them. And so I think about her in these moments as well, because we see what they've done to Don Lemon. And I'm not sure what, how that's going to look for a lot of the people who are out there protesting. I know that they let Don Lemon, off the hook as far as, putting him in jail or whatever, because whatever Pam Bondi tried to put him on. But to me, it's a journalist going in to cover a story. To me, the bigger story is, why is your pastor over here at St. Paul's Church or whatnot, actually that the director the field director for the ICE agents here locally. So he wasn't preaching that Sunday because he was gathering the folks to go out there on the streets of Minneapolis and St. Paul to do the dirty work, right? To go and harass people, possibly murder them on the streets. And so they had two other people who were arrested, and it was Nakeem, I believe her name is, and she is a civil rights lawyer, and another activist. And so I know that it was, a court said that they can go, but then that passed and they said that they're going to keep them in until Friday. So it's been back and forth all day. So Don Lemon, of course, he's off the hook. Attorney put out a statement earlier, a few hours ago, but for the two women, and I'm pretty sure they're going to try to go after other people, but for the two women who are now the two activists, the civil rights lawyer and the activists, they are still in there and they are giving them until Friday to be seen. And so that's what they're going through.
You should explain to people who don't understand what happened with Don Lemon and that church event, because it's pretty wild, and the fact that it didn't get a lot of coverage outside of, I'm sure, that area it's a pretty important story.
And it sucks because Don Lemon and other journalists were in the room, or they came into the church because they also got word of the pastor that is there. Now that was not, something that everybody knew, but this is something that came out and they were like, oh yeah, we're going to go protest. People went to go get questions. Journalists were there. So on a Sunday, they went over there in the middle of service or a praise and worship or whatever it was. And they all came in and they began to ask questions. That's basically, the journalists weren't protesting. It was free press. They were going over there to get answers about that story, about the pastor who was not there leading service, by the way, because again, he is the director, the field director out there for ICE agents. So of course, recruitment, getting them ready for what's to come, all of those things. So Don Lemon, of course, went viral for his interaction with the pastor answering questions. And it's not the pastor. I guess it is one of the senior pastors at the church that was speaking with him. And so how they took it in St. Paul, how the Republicans took it, how ICE agents, how DHS took it and spent the story, because this is what they've been doing. We've been seeing everything that we see with our eyes that's coming out of Minneapolis. They're telling us that's not what happened. Literally, DHS and everybody else is telling, the administration is telling us that's not what happened. So basically, they're calling them domestic terrorists, saying that they went in and disturbed what was the church and threatened them, put their lives in danger. Mind you, that is not what happened. At the pastor willingly spoke and got interviewed. And then the protesters also, John Lemon wasn't one of the protesters. It was journalists coming in and getting his interview. And the protesters in the back were speaking and they were asking questions as well about the main pastor. And the questions were being answered by the senior pastor. And when this thing went viral, they were saying that they felt like their lives were threatened. They felt like they don't want to come back to church because of this. All of the rhetoric was going around. And here go Pam Bondi coming out and saying that she's going to get everybody, all the journalists, all the press that was there, she says it's against the law for that to happen. And so they threatened to put Don Lemon in jail, but we know that wasn't going to happen. But of course, he became the face of what it was. I also think that it was a huge distraction. Focus on Don Lemon, but because people were saying, oh, Don Lemon went to this church, but they weren't understanding why. A lot of people were in the comment section just saying free Don Lemon. But the bigger story is the pastor of this church that's supposed to be teaching, Jesus loves everybody and protects everybody and immigrants deserve to live. And no matter where you coming from, you deserve, that was supposed to be being
Christian
taught in that church. Yes. Mm-hmm. Real Christian stuff.
Love the sojourner, which it literally says over and over in the Bible. What?
But no, that's not what they were teaching. So this man was getting ready to go send more people out to go gas, tear gas people, potentially shoot them, put people in cardiac arrest, go steal babies, all of that. That's what he was planning to go do. And that's what people needed to know, and again, huge position, locally. So, the head of recruiting, bringing folks together. And I'm pretty sure the people in that church. So imagine, right? Because I always say, I believe that a lot of January 6ers have become ICE agents, right? They just walked on, and then I believe, I believe that with this church at St. Paul, I'm pretty sure they are aware that man is the director for, the field agents over there. And so people at that church, members of that church, are also ICE agents. I believe that with everything in me. So they needed to uncover that. And that's what that was, what the journalists were doing there. Partnered with the people on the ground, the organizers on the ground, and that's how they got the protest, and that's how they broke that story. So the focus being, the journalists were going into this house of worship and, terrorizing the people and hurting them and that's not what happened at all. What they were doing was breaking a story, and activists came out to protest, and that's what was happening. And it needed to be said because people are in danger. Right, you're in this house of worship, and it's supposed to be teaching one thing, but yet this director is getting ready to. This is like, it's giving real KKK. I mean, that's what they do too, right? Yeah. And that's, to me, that's the bigger story, and they do not want you to remember or know that. So Georgia Ford, who was out there herself, she says, I was, there as well. And the bigger story is, there's an ICE agent that's a director of ICE agents that is the pastor of this church, and that's what you guys should know. So that's what's been going on, and I think the fact that this administration is making sure to make a spectacle and to control how the stories are being told. Again, we're seeing it with our eyes. We have valuable production that's going on. People with the great cameras coming up in there. So and the interview happened because the pastor came down and spoke on the mic, like legit, like that was not something that was forced. So he could have said no comment and moved on his way, but he was answering some questions and all the things. So it wasn't him being hurt. It wasn't any of that. So after the fact, they tried to say that, everything that we didn't see, that did not happen. They tried to claim that. And now they're saying put people in jail. I think one woman, I just read, I forget her name, but she's also a rep, and she went to go visit one of the immigration camps, and she now she's facing 17 years for just doing a walkthrough. And I forget her name, but all of this is what we're seeing right now. They want to put so much fear and make it so that we are not covering these stories, and we're not talking about these things. And like, the more they can control the narrative and try to quiet us down, that and when they win at that, especially like when we back down, some people just gonna have to go to jail. It sucks. Not everybody is going to have access to an attorney like Don Lemon did. So it's going to be people that have to go to jail for this because they are like, nah, I'm the journalist that was there and I don't have the funds to get an attorney or whatever. So I may have to sit in jail just for doing the work. And, we're going to see a lot of that. I can guarantee you, because a lot of people aren't going to back down. It just sucks that it's this way. We in such a short amount of time, we're watching people get murdered, babies become unconscious because ICE agents are, tear gassing people's cars that ain't even part of the protest. They stealing babies, kids can't go to school. We're seeing, the journalists that are out there to actually give us the true story are being silenced, threatened to be put in jail. And this is not something new, right? Racism isn't something new. Prejudice isn't anything new. Discrimination isn't anything new. It's just right now basically televised. We're seeing it more on, footage of it. We're just seeing it more. So this is not anything new. It's not becoming more expanded. They've been doing this. And now we have an administration that wants to mirror what it looked like a long time ago, where this was accepted. But now we can see it. They just want to control how we are, the narrative and how we're putting it out there. The more they can keep us, at a blind eye, the better for them. And that's why I think the independent journalistic part is very, very important, because, they're going to be out there every day flying in, whatever, and we're going to be able to see it live, on social media and those things, and gather the information as we see it coming. And again, if you have not, please check out Georgia Fort. She is doing the work. She is there all day and night. She was there when they had shot someone, I think the Liberian man or something of the sort. They had shot him. She was there, and ICE agents began to tear gas everybody. She was trying to get answers. She will literally be on the street talking to ICE agents, and she's an award-winning journalist, by the way. So now she's gone independent and she's doing this. So definitely follow her because she is covering this thing day and night. She was at the hearing for the activists when she was over there when they were beginning to organize the rally to protest for the organizers. And so anything you need to see, definitely hit up Georgia Fort. She's out there doing it big. She lives there.
GeorgiaFort.com, right?
Mm-hmm. Georgia Fort, Fort.
Okay.
Yep. And again, she's very credible, award-winning journalist who's been doing this. She's done a great job for covering it when the George Floyd. She's covered a lot that was going out there during the protest and led those stories as well. So, yeah. So she's not new to this. She's very true to this. So my thing is I worry about her. I was texting her earlier. I just worry about her because, all of them are basically could be on a chopping block. So, yeah.
It's really scary to see this. One TikTok that I watched really put it into perspective for me. Basically, she said that minorities in Minneapolis right now, they're living the way that we all lived in the early stages of the COVID quarantine in March of 2020. Like, they're not leaving their homes. They're having people get groceries for them. Like, it's a complete lockdown because last year, I think it was in September, but I believe through the shadow docket, the Supreme Court literally greenlit racial profiling. So it doesn't matter if you're a U.S. citizen. There was a Somali American, I'm not sure if this was in Minneapolis, but she got abducted by ICE. She's a citizen. She was detained for 2 days. They ended up cracking her on the head, and she got a concussion. They were calling her slurs. There was that man who was a 56-year-old, Chung Lee Scott Tao, I believe. This was in Minneapolis. They busted down his door, went into his house with his grandson sleeping in the next room, and they escorted him out. He was just in his underwear and Crocs. An hour later, they brought him back because it turned out he was a U.S. citizen. So anybody who is not white is a target. One thing that I'm encouraged to see, though, is I saw some soccer moms. They were getting Mexican flags and putting them on their cars. And they're like, this is going to waste ICE's time because they're going to pull me over. And they're going to see I'm a white lady, and that'll stop them or take a little bit more time away from them from, harassing somebody who's black or brown. And I think that small things like that really go a long way because they are terrorizing people of color. And it does not matter what you look like. If your skin isn't white, they're going after you. It is the most 1930s Germany thing ever, but that's not really accurate. It's just kind of like a 1960s American thing, right? But it's so horrifying to see because everything that was a lot of us millennials in particular, of the white ones who were privileged and didn't see it, we're used to racism that was much more, institutional and covert and not so out in the open. But now everybody's kind of getting a wake up call that this is just this is how it has always been. It's just now we can kind of see it. It's in your face and you can't look away from it. And it's really, really gross. I will say one thing of that's given me hopium is the return of the Black Panthers. I believe in Minneapolis, they were marching, and Paul Songbird, the leader of that chapter.
Much beef with that. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of beef.
There is beef.
This is
there's a lot of speculation that either it's
there's
not.
There's a lot of beef with the new Black Panthers. I don't know.
I would say it's a lot of speculation, but it's a lot of people. So when something just comes out of the blue. So it was nice when we first saw the story. Everybody was like, okay, black, but then they but where they just automatically came from. So people have been online either debunking or exposing.
Is it an op like in 2020?
Yeah, it's giving.
What?
It's giving.
I was in ignorant bliss.
I don't know if it's an op. I don't.
They're saying
a lot of people are rightfully skeptical. I get where the skepticism comes from, but I haven't seen any solid proof that shows that they're actually an op.
They're not. It's like they. It's kind of like they just rolled out with an opportunity. So people are saying it's an opportunist moment. So it's like, okay, you know, why is this a new chapter? Why we ain't never heard of this chapter for real before until right now? Some people are doing exposés. So it's. I don't know what is true and what isn't, but I do know that it's a little messy. That's what I put out, and it's you know, but the person that's the head of it is still like, this is what we doing. They hit us, we hit them back. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. We supposed to protect. You know, we stay, and I'm just like, okay, so. I'm not. I don't really have much on it. I've seen a lot on it, but not a lot to really get into full conversation just
There's
yet.
There's a lot of feds, so it's right. It's good to be skeptical. I will say that regardless.
Oh, Mike, is this thing over here giving you a lot of hope? Let's just fuck it all up for you and shoot it.
So sorry, Mike. No, that was the waiting for his moment to say something because he had that smirk on his face. Like I just knew he was about to pop out.
Well, okay.
I just knew.
What I will say is, regardless if that's an op, because in 2020, remember we saw the Black Panthers, and then there was a picture with them and the cops, and it was just like complete bullshit. So
because people were doing that to, especially in 2020. That was a weird time because everybody really wanted to get on TikTok, say they were outside, be in the black and white pictures, photo op to me. Like it was those moments to say, I too, you know, Black Lives Matter, Black Revolution, we coming back. Like that was that time. Like, you know, they wanted the fist up picture, right? They wanted that picture so bad. So they were going to the rallies, they were going to the protests just for that moment, and that was it. So sometimes people take these moments because they're hot, they are trendy. I hate to use that word, but they are trendy, so they just join in for that, and that's it. There's really no like heart for it or really to, you know, wanting to be a part of the fight. So that's really what you'll see a lot of because people have social media. If I say that I was here at this rally, now I become the person that, you know, I was for it or I was whatever, but no more work is being done, but just the fact that they walked a few blocks, took a few pictures and held a poster. So
no, that's fair. It is a different.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble again, Mike. There's hope.
I was going to say that like, regardless if that's an op or not, it is important that you secure your community, and this is like actually an effective tool against fascism. There is a black community. It was majority black in Ohio. I can't remember the town, but Nazis were dropped off in a U-Haul. This was when they were still just like not part of ICE. You know, they're being dropped off in U-Hauls and whatnot, and they were
the Patriot Front guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure which group in particular it was, but it was the U-Haul Nazis.
Yeah, they were
hanging like the swastika above like the overpasses and stuff like that, and they tried to infiltrate this black community to terrorize them. And the entire community came out. They set up checkpoints. They had guns, and they were making sure that their people were not going to be intimidated. And they drove the Nazis the fuck out. And this has happened again and again and again. If you want to protect your community, that's what the Second Amendment is for. You were out there, you were making sure that nobody can fuck with them, and that's how you get it done. So, like, even if that's not true, like if the Black Panthers thing that we're seeing is a little bit of an illusion, it's still a good thing to do. Like, don't just show up with the gun by yourself. They're going to blast you in the face. Like, you need to organize to make sure you have a group of people who are going to, you know, protect your community. You know, there's one white dude that was showing up after that Black Panthers video went viral, and he's just there, like, with his, I think it was like an AR-15 or something, and conservatives were, like, flipping the fuck out. They're like, oh my God, they're violent. And it's like, but this is what you said we should do. Like, big government tyranny is here, and he's peacefully exercising his Second Amendment right by open carrying, but because it's not, like, one of your people, because it's not a Nazi, it's bad. But, I mean, this is what you have to do. You have no choice. Like, I hate the idea that, like, we have to arm ourselves to protect ourselves and for self-defense. But at the end of the day, like, the days of, like, liberal comfortability are kind of over, and we need to recognize the gravity of the situation. Like, that's not to say that I'm like, hey, let's have gun anarchy. But I don't think it's absurd right now to arm yourself for self-defense. I just don't trust these people. I don't trust not just like the federal government. I don't trust like the Nazis who are not part of the government yet, who want to hurt brown people and black people.
It's a
You're
scary
also saying
thing,
that you don't live in
though.
a cartoon, right? You're like, I'm not. You're just trying to be realistic. You're like, I don't live in a cartoon. Things are really dangerous. It's scary.
Right.
That's where you're coming from.
As a last resort for self-defense, I don't think it's a bad idea. Like this is the mentality of conservatives for years. Like one of my Trump supporting siblings has like every gun like in the country. Like it's like a fuck ton of guns just to protect himself, right? So like this is what they've been doing, and I don't think that it's a bad idea to do the same. Having said that though, you know, make sure that you're not getting this if you're going to put yourself in a predicament where, you know, you're going to be in danger. If you're in a domestic abusive relationship, or if you're suffering mental health and you might end up harming yourself, don't do that. But if you are able to, then I don't think it's a bad idea.
One, like, yeah, I don't know. It's such a tough place to be in, because who wants to be walking around with guns and trying to protect themselves? You're living, it's like one day you were living your life, and the next day Hilton allows folks to just come and stay. Well, before that, some YouTuber puts out misinformation about a daycare, Somali people at a daycare. So this just ricocheted, this just became this whole thing. And now in such a short amount of time, you have ICE presence just showing up, and somebody dies in less than 24 hours after the whole hotel stay. And so, and then we get news about somebody dying a week before that with an off-duty ICE agent, Keith Porter Jr. in LA, you know, on New Year's Eve. And to me, an off-duty ICE agent is still an ICE agent. I've said that many a time, because same thing with the police officer. And you know, then we hear about other folks getting shot by ICE agents, shot at or shot by ICE agents. And they are putting out information twice that they were threatened by a vehicle. No footage or anything, and thank God somebody was recording you know, for Renee Good, so that we can definitely have that information. And the dumbass administration dropped their own footage like that was going to make a difference. It was like, actually, this is a clearer view, and it lets us know that we were right about this. You guys are murderers, you know, and left in the part of him calling her a fucking bitch, which is crazy to me. So I don't know what they wanted us to do with that, but we saw what we saw. But they don't care. Constantly, we're seeing them change the narrative. And what really scares me is this immunity factor, right? That's not legal. It isn't law. But here goes JD Vance putting that out there, saying that, you know, they're going to have full immunity while they're making these ICE agents powerful, right? Here in Atlanta, they just brought out the trucks for ICE. So they look like Atlanta police. So they got them decked out. These are not the little black agent cars, not the little trucks they drive, their personal trucks or anything. ICE has actual like SUVs coming through the city that look like Atlanta police. And so I don't know if they're going to be partnering with them, or this looks like a whole organized situation. The city is in on it. Trucks are coming in, and it's pretty scary. I keep thinking about, for me, South Florida, where my mommy and them are. I just think about my parents, because I'm like, the whole city is pretty much Haitian, you know, and Cuban. So it's I don't really know how that is. My mom said nobody's going to work. None of the Haitians are going to work. None of the Haitians are going to church. Like, none of them are trying to leave their house. A lot of them are trying to find other places to migrate where there isn't much, you know, immigrants there, and hoping for the best. But we see ICE showing up at the most random places, like, really ain't no immigrants here, but some immigrants go viral. 5 immigrants that live in that city go viral. Donald Trump will go there, you know, for again, false news, how he says it, fake news, misinformation, things that are very, very hurtful to different communities, immigrant communities. And now people think Somali people are like gangsters and abusers.
Pirates. They're all pirates. That's what Nick Shirley said.
Yes, and he's the one that said that. Yeah, he put out all of this misinformation about them, a daycare over there, saying that they were doing, and that's that.
Because the U.S. are pirates. I mean, America are the pirates.
We are
They're
the pirates,
ones
not
capturing boats and blowing up boats
Absolutely.
and invading countries. That's America.
Absolutely. The ICE agents are domestic terrorists. Absolutely.
Literally.
But you're calling other people domestic terrorists. You guys are the ones that are ruining free speech. It ain't journalists. It's you guys are the ones that are problematic. You guys are hypocritical. And to see that this is playing out at this stage in my little life, I'm tired. I done seen too much in this life. I'm only 35. I done seen too much in this life. But to just imagine the people who are in Minnesota right now whose lives changed overnight. And have to wake up and witness this every day. Babies can't go to school. Again, they snatching kids, using 5-year-olds as bait.
Preschooler, like, that picture
right now. Yeah,
the picture of that
they're trying to
preschooler.
incite like a riot or a civil war. Like they're trying to antagonize people. They're just getting worse and worse. It's like, now we're kidnapping kids. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and Luis Ramos, the preschooler who's going viral with the little Spider-Man backpack and like the blue hat.
The babies, he's
that's
the one they took from his daddy.
Who were kidnapped in that school district. Before that, back in April, they abducted 3 U.S. citizen children. One of them had stage 4 cancer, who was 4 years old. Deported them with no medication whatsoever. They just deported another 5-year-old who's a U.S. citizen to Honduras. Like, increasingly, they are targeting little kids. Like, we're seeing literal kidnappings now, which is horrifying.
I want to say 2 things. There's this Reddit thread that went super viral that I thought was really fascinating. And it's basically people who are related to ICE agents coming on Reddit and just talking about how their family member changed once they joined ICE.
I want to see that. I might do a video on that.
It's in the private chat. It's really fascinating. One of them even said that he saw his uncle become sociopathic once he joined ICE. Just like, it's a crazy thread. If you guys want to read through it, I put it in the private chat. Another thing I want to say is that 7 Democrats actually broke the line and joined Republicans to fund ICE more. And I feel like we really need to have a serious conversation about Hakeem Jeffries, because if you cannot get it together, if you cannot get it the fuck, like, I'm so sorry. If you cannot get it, if you cannot rally the troops, like, you need to go. You need to go. I mean, I really feel like we need, like, it's a lot for me to say that I miss Nancy Pelosi. Like, it's a lot. I never thought I would be found dead saying I miss Nancy Pelosi.
I've been telling you all for years.
No.
You are so fucking bad at your job that you're out here making me look goofy saying that I miss Nancy Pelosi.
The bar is just so low. Like, when the bar is that low, it's
non-existent.
It shows you how terrible things are with this party.
That's exactly what it is.
These are the 7.
Yeah, it's just all trash.
They voted for
Which,
Nazism.
by the way, Henry Cuellar, I just want to give a brief summary about Henry Cuellar. So back in the primaries when Henry Cuellar was running, there was a true progressive, and she was more of like a socialist Democrat, and she was a progressive. She came from a family of immigrants.
Jessica Cisneros, right?
Yes, Jessica Cisneros was running. You want to know what Nancy Pelosi did? Last minute she came in, she endorsed Henry Cuellar, and then he ended up winning because of Nancy Pelosi's last minute endorsement. And now he just funded to ICE more. So voted to fund ICE more. So listen, it's a lot for me to say that I miss, Nancy Pelosi. But I mean, you suck so bad at your job. Like, you suck so bad that you can't even make it look like the Democrats are having a united front in front of Trump. And that is so fucking embarrassing. Like, that is so fucking embarrassing. And the thing is, like, during the midterms, during the general elections, they're going to come back around. They're going to be putting their hands out like peasants, begging for a vote, begging for money. Meanwhile, they can't even have a fucking united front. Like, I will be damned if a Republican is president next election cycle, assuming that we have an election cycle. But for them to not even be able to get their shit together and all vote together against funding ICE is absolutely fucking abhorrent. And I feel like more people need to be upset about that. Like, more people need to be upset about it. That's not okay. It's just not okay. Point blank, period. You cannot keep pointing fingers at the Middle Eastern community and saying, oh, how's Gaza now? Meanwhile, Democrats can't even hold a front together because you guys are pointing fingers at the wrong people and you're not actually holding the establishment accountable for their wrongdoings. Like, they're not showing up when we need them to. The people don't owe you shit. You owe the people shit, and then people vote based on the shit that you do. That's just how it's always gone. And so it's just like, when this vote came out, I was like, oh, we're cooked. Yeah. Oh, we're so cooked. Like, if you guys cannot even agree to not fund ICE, we're fucking cooked.
I will say I was honestly surprised that it was only 7 Democrats that voted to fund ICE. I actually thought that the number was going to be higher, especially because Rosa DeLauro, this is the ranking member on the House Appropriations Committee. So she released this video saying, I do not support an increase in ICE funding. I do not support an increase in ICE funding. And then after the bill was announced, she was like, you know, it doesn't do what we want, but it also funds really other important things like the U.S. Coast Guard. So I'm surprised she didn't vote for this because Democrats, every single time, they've come up with some excuse to sell us another capitulation or bullshit. And it's really... I'm so sick of it. I don't know what to say anymore. Like, they're just so useless. I feel like the only thing that's going to save us is a general strike, because Democrats, even if they take back the House, like, does anyone expect the Democratic Party to use the power that they get? Sure, they'll try to call some Republicans before committees for hearings and whatnot, but like, okay, they don't show up. You hold them in contempt of Congress. Then what? Like, do you expect anyone to go to jail for the crimes that they're committing? Do you expect Democrats to even, like, assuming they had the presidency, the Supreme Court, Congress, do you expect them to throw a single criminal from the Trump regime in jail? Fuck no. They are too bitch-made to ever even consider doing that. So it just kind of feels like, since we have no opposition, we're just kind of cooked as a country. I don't know what else to say. It's just like a slow death spiral into the dissolution of the country. And we just, like, fractionalize. I'm not really sure. Maybe, like, each state's become their own country at this point, but I genuinely don't know if the country can survive. I don't know if the world can survive the way that Trump is, like, going about internationally like a fucking wrecking ball, but I just really don't understand how there's a way that, like, I can't think through a way out of this, if I'm being honest.
Me neither.
On that hopeful note.
I hate to be doing
Mike tried to be hopeful, but
maybe there is a way. Hey, here's some hope. So tomorrow in Minneapolis, you have faith leaders, union organizers, activists doing a statewide general shutdown, general strike. So they're doing work stoppages. They're doing consumer boycotts.
There's 7+ unions have joined, by the way. It might be on the verge of becoming one of the largest mass strikes in the U.S. So it could be the start. It could be the start of a mass general strike. There's also unions in New York that are saying they're going to have solidarity with that strike. Right. So it's growing already. So that's actually...
You guys have a link? Like, or something? I want to see.
Out more, and then now.
More perfect union posted a thread about it, but I'll post it right here.
I'll link the website in the chat too.
I'll put it in your chat. It's in the chat here.
Oh shit, I can't remember the... I linked to it in my video from today.
Okay, I'll check that out too.
Yeah, I can't remember. Let me pull up Lance's.
ICE out of Minnesota, right? You said?
Yeah.
I got it. Let me drop it in my chat.
Here we go.
Yeah, so many different unions here. Local. That's 17, really cool. 26, 7250, and 05.
This is hopefully the start of something big.
Oof. Yeah, something has to give. I'm like, this is because they're just making an example out of, in Minnesota. They plan to do this. Donald Trump kept saying, and that man did say that last year. He's like, he's going to go to whoever believes that they're, sanctuary states and cities, and anywhere he assumes there are, dangerous, very dangerous, immigrants and they're killing people and all these one-off stories and made-up stories that never happened. And then his press conference, the state of his his address to the state.
Are you talking about Davos?
It was crazy. No, I'm talking about Donald Trump. Remember wasn't that recently, like a few days ago or something, and he was going through pictures.
Oh,
he was going through pictures. This one was when he was talking about stealing Greenland and and saying he gonna pick them up and he take they whole stuff. But then he started off with like pictures saying we can go through so many of these photos, and it was silence. Like he was just like, so many of them. This one's terrible. See, just picked him up. He's a murderer. And
the press conference he gave, right?
Yeah, and he was like, we have so many of them. He's like, we have so many. This was like a few days ago, right? He's like, we have so many of them.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like half of us don't know what you're talking about because any other time this would have been like massive news. How insane that whole press
it's supposed to
was.
be.
It was so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you said press conference. I'm like, wait, which one of the 8 that he gave in the last 2 days? There's so many.
It's crazy. Yeah, this one he said, like, and the way he be writing it on his Truth Social, like, your president is gonna speak at 11 a.m. and he never shows up to like 2 p.m. rolls in with nothing, threatens a country. Talks about immigrants, says how, then he was saying how he's like, the worst president in the history of the United States, Obama. What he got to do with anything that Donald Trump is doing right now, I don't know. But he's like, he's like, and the numbers came out. They actually numbers that are coming out saying that I actually am the best president. This is what he wants people to stop what they're doing and listen to. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. People are dying. People are hungry. You're wasting money funding ICE and taking away money from children to eat at schools, to get people to get health care. And you coming on this microphone with nothing?
I'm still taken aback by the Davos speech that he gave. Like, he got before the whole fucking world and just let it rip. It's crazy. Like, the racism that he spewed is like some fucking 1950s.
And when was this one?
This was, I want to say, yesterday. He was on stage talking about, Somalis, they have a higher IQ than I thought. They're little pirates and doing crime or what. I think he called them Somalians. I'm not really sure. Like, just the most over-the-top fucking cartoonish racism ever. And then he talks about the election being stolen in 2020. It's like, dude, you are the fucking dictator right now of the United States. Do you need to still rehash 2020? It's just honestly so embarrassing. Like, as an American, we will never, ever live this down. I cannot get over how humiliating it is that this man is America's first dictator. Like, he is so disgusting and just like a slob, and I can't take it. Like,
he's not even like a talented dictator. He's like the worst piece of shit you could possibly.
No decorum, just following all over the place.
At least pick someone where it's like, I get it because he's a great orator and he's really convincing. Like, no, you picked the fucking biggest moron. That's who landed with people.
It says so much about us. It says so much about Americans. And the letter to Norway. Oh my God, I can't take it.
Have you guys seen that episode on The Office where Jim gives, like, Dwight's about to like earn an award, and Jim gives Dwight a speech to read off of, but the speech was purely written off of dictatorship, like previous dictators. And he goes up and he's giving this super,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Let alone move the wheels of time. That one.
But it's based on like all the dictators in the past, like Stalin and shit.
Yeah, that was
like. Listen, they knew how to speak. They had the cadence. You know what I mean? Trump doesn't even have that. I'm like, you guys fell for a man that doesn't even have like the general energy of a dictator. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this can get clipped out way out of context, but like, you guys know what I mean. Like,
yes,
there's
he's a loser.
It's the way dictators carry themselves. You know, it's very intimidating.
I like my dictators with a lot of energy. I like my dictators to be very talented. I like them to be very strong, very smart. I like in shape dictators.
I still can't get over how he plasters his face with orange every day. Like we kind of just like forget about that. Like he puts on a face
because it's
full
too
of
much.
makeup.
It's other issues with
gender affirming care, Mike. He does a lot of gender care. All right,
and you know,
it's a lot of makeup.
It's because people were so confident that we needed somebody who was entertaining and somebody who was a businessman. That was what they were running off of. And, you know, if he knows how to, you know, move money around, he can bring, you know, the country together, get us money. That was what they were saying in 2016. You know, you know, he's a businessman and he knows money. And then we quickly realized, you know, he's dumb. Right?
He's ignorant. He was a fraud the whole time. He's a TV personality. He's a nepo baby. That's why he's got money.
You know, exactly. That's why he's got money. He can't really run the numbers. He can't get. You guys think that this man could sit in a meeting and actually be able to break things down? He only knows how to fluff himself up. We see, I feel like he has Napoleon syndrome, even though he ain't like a shorty or whatever. But I do feel like he has that about himself. I feel like he gets on the mic. It's like nobody said, hey, you know, you're balding. That's the first thing he's going to say. They say that my hair is grown. Nobody, this is not what the journalist asked you. You're talking about like the things that are not, it's like he's immediately going to go to the thing that he feels insecure about.
Like the election that he lost to Joe Biden.
Oh gosh, he keeps talking. He won't let it go. Every day he's saying that there are now reports that show that he won.
Like everyone knows it now. It's proven. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, sir, people are dying, and you know what are you gonna do about, you know? So this is, and then he is such a terrible person that the only opportunity he took the opportunity recently when he made us all look at the TV for no reason, to say Renee. He didn't even say Renee Good's name. He kept saying what's so sad what happened to her. Her father. They say that he was a huge Trump supporter. And, you know, that's what I heard.
Like, he can't just help himself.
I don't know if he still is, but that's what they say. They say he was a huge, you know, mom and dad were a huge Trump supporter. So, you know, what happened to their daughter is terrible. It's horrible. And that's the only reason that Renee got any kind of, I would say acknowledgement, because I wouldn't even say, because he wouldn't even say her name. He would not acknowledge her in the way like this woman was killed, was murdered. He was just like, it's unfortunate that basically she was in the way. Like, and because you guys are Trump supporters, I'll be able to say that what happened to her, you know, wasn't wrong, but it's unfortunate.
And like, his first post about it, we all just, like, I guess news media all just forgot. He claimed that the officer was in the hospital. He was hit. Like, you know what I mean? That never happened.
It was internal bleeding. It was internal bleeding.
Yeah, they came out later. Oh, internal bleeding. They leaked to CBS by like JD Vance. Like, no, complete bullshit. Was never touched by the car.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's so tiring. Every morning I wake up and I just dread what the fuck I'm going to see, because you never know. It's always something new, and it's so creative. There's no predictability whatsoever. Like, they are innovative in the ways that they fuck people over at home and abroad. And it's like, oh, okay, now he's going after Greenland. Oh, okay, now he is bringing back insane asylums. I guess that's better because he's probably going to throw people like me in there. I'd rather go there than El Salvador, to be honest, so that's fine. It's just, there's new shit every fucking day, and I can't, like, it's driving me nuts, man. Like, there's just no break from it.
It's this time. I mean, and where are we? We're January 22nd. We said this last year. We said the same thing last year, and now it's like he's going state to state. It's getting worse. Like, he was going to start doing that. This was a threat that I covered,
and door to door at each state right now.
And now, and imagine that happening within like Atlanta or whatever. Again, I told you I seen them here I live outside, you know, Atlanta in the metro area, and I seen them here. So it's like people, they're silently moving into spaces. They live amongst us. Maybe it could be my neighbor that just went to go pick up their ice truck. I really don't know. And it's scarier because what if it's like go door to door and check if people are immigrants, if what their last names are, what they look like, and go by that, and bring them in or whatever. That is scary. And that's what they're basically doing right now over in Minneapolis. And that sucks because, again, these people were just celebrating the new year and now their whole lives have changed. The kids being slammed up on the floor, high school children having to fight off ICE. That's insane.
Yeah. You have to have your papers with you. And by the way, a driver's license is not sufficient proof of citizenship. Like Kristi Noem said, that Americans should be ready to present evidence of citizenship. I'm just telling you, a driver's license is not sufficient. So you have to, I guess, carry around a passport, carry around, your papers. If you have a green card, carry around a birth certificate. I don't even know. But you've got to be ready at all times, because if you are not white, they're going to stop you. And if you are white and you try to use your privilege, they're going to brutalize you. There was a 21-year-old, and a 31-year-old, two people at the same protest in California who both were blinded in one eye each after Renee Good was executed because they were peacefully protesting. I have a video about this tomorrow that's coming out. So they're just like, they're going to go door to door. I fully expect them to do this in each city that they go to. There was the memo today that leaked about how ICE is going to be doing this because they said that they can do that without a warrant, which is, textbok violation of the Fourth Amendment. But at this point, we're so beyond that conversation because the old Constitution just isn't even in effect. But I'm like, don't open your door. You don't have to answer questions. They're going to break down your door. Let them break down your door.
They're shooting through doors.
Yeah,
they're shooting through doors.
If you look at the pictures from the article about Chung Lee Scott Tao, the 56-year-old who they broke down his door, they tore the whole frame off his door. You see like the nails sticking out. Like they broke that shit the fuck down. Like we're like actually at like 1930s Germany's level of hysteria where they're like looking for immigrants everywhere. Like, are you hiding them in your attic? Are they in your trunk? Like they are trying to find them all.
What they did to him was disgusting. I mean, what they've done to a lot of people, dragging him out in his home clothes in the winter.
No, he was practically naked. He wasn't even clothed. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He was in his boxers and he was wearing sandals. Mind you, he was about to walk into sub-zero. It's fucking cold out in the East Coast.
It was like 10 degrees,
him any clothing. They didn't offer him anything.
And they wouldn't let him get more clothes on. He asked them before they took him.
And they said no.
And he's literally a citizen. I'm so sorry, Rebecca, not to cut you off, but one of the most staggering parts about his story was the fact that, and I wrote about this in my newsletter, but Chung Lee told NBC, he was like, I was so fucking scared I was gonna get sent, not this exact quote, I was so scared that I was gonna get sent back to Laos because he's from Laos, and he was like, I don't even have any family there, like I've been here since I was a kid. And it's just like, can you imagine deporting this man who's a citizen who's been here his whole life, his whole entire family is here, doesn't even have family back in Laos, and you were about to deport him?
And not only that, they tried to immediately, again, see, this is what we're going to see a lot of this is the recurring theme here, lie on that man's name. They said that he was, touching children or some kind of story they tried to put out that, he was
harboring two pedophiles.
Yes.
One of them was already in jail. So I'm not sure. I think they just made it up.
And that he was a part of that, and they were like, "We're so glad that we caught." But the administration is the one that put that out. DHS is the one that put that out, and so the state had to come back and say, "Oh no, that is not true," and they had to come back and correct that. There was like, on behalf of that's not what happened, and it sucks that. Because DHS said it, the official government page has said it, because the administration has said it, because they held a press conference and they said it. That's usually what we're supposed to go by, but we can't even trust that. So now the state is having to come back and combat that. Now the mayors in the cities are having to come back and combat the misinformation that's being put out about their citizens, about their journalists, about their own people, because the administration is lying. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because some people aren't going to think to go and get the local information. They're just going to go by what the government says because that's the truth for them. And I think that is the sickest part of this, because Republicans will, again, fall off a cliff about they side. You know, the conservatives will fall off a cliff behind Donald Trump, behind just the color red, behind just the name Republican, you know, behind being GOP. You know, that's it. They will die for it. And that's what I don't care about the videos people are making, like, oh God, I voted for Donald Trump 3 times. And I can say now, this is where the line, literally, I have to draw it right here. And that's why I'm like, girl, you don't got to put up your video. I don't give a damn about your tears. Go and rally your family and go to these protests. Go ahead and start, you know, putting money on people's books, you know, like, I don't care. Go feed them kids. Go to one of these, you know, immigration offices. Do what, like, go and do those things. I don't need to hear you online with y'all rich asses, that people that don't have any issues, people that are armed. Go ahead with your guns and stuff and stand at the front lines. Do whatever you need to do. I don't want to hear you making videos from behind your warm walls, you know, and all of that. I really don't care. I don't care. You voted 3 times for this monster. No.
I hate to put this into the universe, but I can foresee a situation in like 10 years, 15 years, where you have like former ICE agents running in the Democratic Party, and like we just welcome these people back as if like they didn't just commit a mass atrocity. And I just want to say, there is no rehabilitation for these fucks. If you feel bad, the only way to right that wrong is to fucking kill yourself. Like, if you're an ICE agent, you are permanently a fucking, like, undesirable. Just like the Nazis. There's no way around it. Like, there is no way you can say that you were just ignorant. There's no way you can say, oh, well, I really needed that $50,000. This is a human rights issue that we're dealing with here. Like, this is a fucking catastrophe. And if you can go door to door, if you could abduct citizens and immigrants and terrorize them, there is no coming back from that. Just kill yourself. Your family should never accept you again. You're not worthy of the fucking air that you breathe. Save that for somebody else and off yourself, you piece of shit.
Okay, listen, when Trump comes after us, I just want to say I don't co-sign on that. I just walked into this. I went to grab
That was
water.
the guy from Portland. That was the Portland.
He's bringing out the Portland in me.
He's bringing out the guy, he's bringing out the Portland. They done brought ICE over there. I think that was one of the first areas, right, that ICE had pulled up in. Wasn't it in Portland randomly?
It was in South Portland, yeah. So it's not where I am, but it was basically contained to like a block. Like, their presence was very much felt, but it's not as ubiquitous as it is in Minneapolis. In Minneapolis, it just seems like they're everywhere. Oh, hang on, Mike is just fucking trash, and I'm done. If you honestly think that what I said about ICE is bad, then you're just a fascist collaborator. Like, imagine saying, "Oh my God, how dare you say Hitler kill himself?"
Wait, can I just say something? Wait, I know Mike. I'll never forget when Mike put my ass on blast. I thought I was in a safe space in my chat, and he just put my shit on. I was like, all right, I can't trust this motherfucker.
I scan on the side of my eyes. I see.
Oh
I see
no.
Thing.
We know. Scanning for all the old people I see, because that man was old too. I don't know if you could tell he had white hair. Okay, anyways. Mike, going on to your point, the Reddit thread that I sent, we can, if you want to look through it, we can, because it really just kind of goes back to your point that like they're all just Trump loyalists and they're all pieces of shit, but up to you.
Yeah, we can pull it up here. I think that this is so interesting to me that I probably will want to do a video about it as well, just because
I'm thinking about it too. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, to know how people are dealing with this has been something that has been really cathartic for me, at least. You know, dealing with family members who are conservative and Trump supporters. It's nice to see how other people are responding to that, because, you know, it's something that I've been dealing with as well. And even when you like try to write them off and get them out of your lives, they try to insert themselves back in your life because they don't know how to take no for an answer. So it's just very fresh. It's like an ongoing issue, right? There's no like conclusion where it's like, oh, I cut them off. It's never that easy. But redacted.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. A cousin of mine who is British but lives in the States announced the other month that he was considering joining ICE. My grandmother, a woman that lived in the UK illegally for 60 years before getting citizenship, and his own mother let it be known that if he ever returns to the UK, he will not be welcomed by any family because of the shame he has brought with his ridiculous right-wing views. His own brothers have also warned him not to return to the UK. That is how it's done.
Crazy.
This is how you need to treat these people. Like, I know that right now, when we're in the moment, it's really difficult to know how history is going to judge these people, but MAGA and ICE, they will be synonymous with Nazis. I can assure you that is going to be the case. It's the same thing with like Gaza and genocide. Like, people don't want to say genocide, it's too early, we have to wait for history to, hash. No, it's obvious right now. It is a genocide. I think that, leftists, we have the tendency to get attacked because we're right about things too early, but don't be afraid to like just say what's on your mind, as long as you're not like Fed posting or saying anything too ridiculous. Because what we're saying is true. Like, I'm sorry, these people are Nazis. Had a friend.
No, they are.
Like, they are straight up fucking Nazis. And that includes Border Patrol too. It's not just ICE. Border Patrol is almost as evil as ICE. Had a friend who, after he graduated, joined ICE. He never struck me as a MAGA or some right-wing extremist, so I talked to him about it. He said the money was the biggest factor.
Yep.
No, fuck you. He didn't go through any training that was mandatory, and since I'm working in mental health, dude came over to my home just so he can practice de-escalation.
Jesus, that is so
wow.
Sorry,
I taught him de-escalation and painless, soft restraints. Last time I heard from him, he said he was going to try and get a different job as he couldn't handle all the screaming and shouting. Good. So it's working. Honestly, I was just shocked. He wasn't trained at all. He didn't even know basic training techniques. Grab by the upper chest, yada, yada. Okay. Well, I'm glad to know that like the whistleblowing and the screaming is actually deterring them, because it'd probably be hard to hear that all day long. So that's good.
I mean, they're also generally treated like shit, to be fair. Like, they pulled up to a Minnesota gas station. The gas station refused to let them pump their gas. The people threw food at their faces, and then they all basically got bullied off of the premises. Like, if you don't, if you don't believe in what you're doing, like if you're not a loyalist, that's a very hard job to do just because people fucking hate you.
Yeah, and it's not a
and
hate
people
that you
didn't
can,
always
like,
hate ICE.
When
ICE first came out, I did like a video on this. I showed how ICE looked in 2003, when they was first coming out. Baby, they had on their little suits. It was giving more, TSA. It was giving more, like we're not rounding up folks. We just are, we're going to be around the sea to protect our borders. That's what it was like, really. Let's protect the borders. And then to make sure everything is safe ever since 9/11, Blasey Square. And now we're seeing such a totally different, these people are militant. They coming out with face masks. They are attacking people, threatening to kill people. They are even saying, there's conversations recorded we've seen where a guy's like, yeah, what do you get paid? I get paid $200,000. What do you get paid? Just like, my dick is bigger than yours. I don't care. He's like, one guy said he said it. He said, I get paid $200,000. Didn't even get trained for this job. He said, I didn't even go to high school or something like that or something. And I get paid $200,000 to do this job. And I'm like, that's insane, right? They're walking around, no training, can't even spell, okay? Can't even spell, y'all. Can't even read, okay? So they not giving nobody to read no rights. They just chaining up folks. They don't understand law. They don't have to go through any training. But
they prefer
they're getting
those
paid $200,000.
Yeah,
they want the dumbasses. They want the January 6ers.
That benefits them.
So that's why they're hated. Before they were not, but now it's like they're not viewed as they're just viewed as monsters. Like, they're viewed as gang members coming in and attacking folks, and they're getting more and more powerful and showing up in like combative gear and covering their faces, and they're very hateful and dirty and all this stuff. Like, they're just not. That's why they're hated. Now, mind you, this was not always how people perceive them. It became like that because Donald Trump wants that type of militia out there. He wants that type of, ruggedness and grunginess and fear mongering. And the old ICE look, that propaganda that they were putting out there before, it just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't cutting it.
They're like purposefully cruel and like performatively degenerate. Like they want people to know that they're pieces of shit. And so they're being treated the way that they act. This one's kind of interesting. My closeted racist cousin's husband joined and dropped the news at Christmas. It went over like a lead balloon. He's an ex-PA state trooper who foolishly quit to open a brewery that failed and a restaurant failing. He's also a degenerate gambler who likely has large gambling debts. He signed up because of the $50K bonus and overtime opportunities. Figured he could make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Never mind, he has to relocate to Michigan and is leaving my cousin to close down the restaurant, sell their home, and wrap up her nursing career at the local hospital. Her parents completely disapprove, and this is both their second marriages, doing whatever it takes to make it work, but going right over the cliff in the process with him. It makes me sad because she's attractive and always has a good career and work ethic, just married two guys who are incredibly poor husbands. Yeah, I mean, like, that's... If you are with somebody who is joining the Gestapo, then you're a bad person too. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we have to be completely, like, unequivocal and absolute. Because this is something that is so fucking egregious that it can't be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. Anybody who joins ICE has to be a pariah forever. It's like anybody, like, say your grandparent was part of the fucking patrols that rounded up the Japanese internment victims during World War II. Like, they should be excommunicated. They should never, their loved ones should never fucking see them in the homes that they're in right now. It's just like, you can't allow things like this in society to happen. I think that there's a Rubicon that you can't cross if you want to be ever accepted back into polite society, and these people have crossed that. There just should be no coming back from that. And this is long, but yeah, this is really interesting. A lot of people trying to get into ICE, low IQ.
Somebody in my chat said if you can't spell ICE, everybody working for ICE can't even spell ICE. Man.
Well, it is close to the time where we wrap it up, but that's a really interesting thread. I'm glad that you brought that to my attention, Ariana. I might have to dig into that later.
I'm definitely going to be reading through it.
Yeah,
I was thinking of making a video on it because it's just so fascinating, but I thought you guys were gonna love it. So
I absolutely love it. Yeah, we might both be doing videos on it, so I'm gonna watch yours after I make mine. That way I don't end up accidentally copying you.
No, do yours first. Please do yours first. Do yours first. Like I do not have a patent on news. Please, all of you make videos on it.
Well, it'll probably be part of something else. I might not do like a full video on that. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to talk about it.
I'll probably add it to my show, but I won't probably do a video.
It's just so fascinating.
But no, it's to see.
It's so fascinating. Like, I feel like it's covered.
Bless you.
I also want to do a video on the view of America from like people around the world, in particular countries who are very much affected by what we're doing. I always find that very, very interesting. I did one a couple of months ago about a German American who kind of like gave us the perception of Germany or of America from Germans' perspective, and it's exactly as you would expect. It's they fucking hate us, rightfully so.
I mean, I don't know if Germans.
I'm not fed posting. Everything. Listen, let me just say as a disclaimer: I am a comedian. Everything that I say is satire and to not be taken as the truth. Okay, it's all a joke. So, and I don't think I said anything that's like Fed post worthy. But then again,
I don't think so. This time now, I don't think so.
Okay, that makes me feel better. You have a good sense of that, Matt. So okay,
thank you. I appreciate it. I have a good sense of what will get you in trouble with the law. Yeah.
I feel like you all would shut me down before I put my foot too far in my mouth. So I do appreciate you.
Sometimes we can't stop you.
Yeah,
fast.
I know. I'm the twist of political commentary. 250 words a minute.
I'm going to log off. I'm tired.
Okay.
Bye, David.
I keep yawning. I feel bad.
Hey, you've been on a roll, David. So I'll give you that pass. You've been showing up.
That's right.
Yeah, that is true. Actually,
it's been so nice to see your full panel.
See you all next time.
So nice to have that.
It was a full panel tonight.
I love when that happens.
To you all.
Just like that, Gone with the Wind.
That's true.
Oh no, and he's fast too. When it's time to go, baby, David be out.
Yeah, he does not linger. He does not linger.
Okay,
like I gotta go.
Right behind me.
Okay, so I'll pull up Rebecca's super chats because I'm assuming you want to go first, Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fast just like David too. All right.
The first one is, I believe, invalid, right?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Invalid. I really appreciate your super chat and saying you are amazing, and you are amazing for being in my chat. Thank you so much. Ash. Shit, not you again. Yep, I said it just like I see it. Thank you so much. She says, or they say, I saw signs on the highway, ice prevention operations on the way, had a slight moment of hope, but quickly realized it's because of the winter storm. It's true. The way I've been seeing, I'm not gonna lie to you, on social media, because I've been associating ice with ice. We've been talking about the ice storm here coming on this side, and they've been like just putting sentences like, you know, be careful, ice is here. Like ice will be here this weekend. Ice, and I'm like, where is ice? Where is it? I'm like, oh, they're talking about the ice storm and when ice gets on the street, not to drive, those type of things. So yeah, I'm sure ice prevention will be
at times.
Great. Yeah, I know. We've been messed up. We're just so messed up. There's so much going on at once. We can't really compute it. But Prairie, thank you so much for your super chat. I feel like a former mayor threatening to hit a woman is more of bringing out the Staten Island as opposed to the Brooklyn and you State Farm this weekend. Facts. That is facts. It ain't Brooklyn. Old Man in Philly, thank you so much for yours. I remember Old Man in Philly. We had him on. Remember when we were doing the Collins, and I think he's the well-dressed guy with the statue. I remember that. Thank you so much for being in my chat. Those protesters didn't enter a church. They called out the hypocrisy, Brent, in any church based on props, weirdo
I pulled up the wrong post from him.
Yeah, I was about to say that's mine.
Okay, can you answer this really quick, Ariana? Because I accidentally unstarted it, so I won't be able to pull it back up, and then we'll go back to his.
So fine. Updates on Iran. Sorry, Rebecca, by the way.
No, you're fine.
Updates on Iran. I was able to connect with my family.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but my cousin did get killed, so that was not.
I did see.
So sorry.
No, it's okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm so sorry.
I can't really talk about the details, but she wasn't. Okay, whatever. She wasn't even in the like. Apparently, I guess she had opened. People like running away from the protest will bang on people's doors to let them in, and I guess she had opened her door and they sniped her for trying to let people refuge in her house.
God.
Yeah, outside of that, and even that update was like very taboo. Like basically the person who gave the update just kind of went ghost because I think that person got scared. Everyone else I spoke to in my family, literally, they all just said the same thing. We're good. Don't worry about us. And I really think they only said that because they're so scared. So I don't really know what's happening. I did talk to one of my cousins and she was like, whatever you heard, it's true. Like, it's probably worse. And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, it's one of those situations where the protests have died down, but the dollar is still worth absolutely nothing. So I just don't know how sustainable the economy is as it is now. Because even if you want to convert the dollar, it's worth zero. Like, it's worth nothing. It's just like the economy is done. You know what I mean? So I just don't really know what it's going to look like. I know Trump has been sending over a lot of troops and a lot of flights and stuff, like planes and stuff like that. China just sent over a bunch of planes to Iran. So I don't know if they're gearing up for war. I don't know what the fuck's about to happen. But yeah, that's the only update I have. I don't really know much else.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It is what it is. It's life. But yeah, that's pretty much the only update I have. Everyone's too scared to tell us anything, so I don't really know what's going on. Sorry, I know I was a buzzkill.
No, I'm glad you give us the update. That's tragic.
Yeah, of course. It's okay. It is what it is. Hopefully the regime will change and it won't be in vain, but we shall see.
Okay, I pulled up Old Man Philly's Rebecca tweet here.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, super chat.
Yeah. Talking about the church, saying that it wasn't the church, the protesters didn't enter a church. They called out the hypocrisy, Brent, in any church based on props, weirdo, gospel bullshit. Now, now that wasn't a church. Like I feel like that was like those people who meet up, those evangelists who do meet up, and they are practicing and teaching because they don't separate their church and state. They will bring all of the rhetoric to the pulpit to be like, hey, meet up at 7 p.m. because we're gonna go and lay hands on immigrants. And when it ain't laying hands, it's rally them up. Because Jesus wants us to do the right thing for our president type stuff. Like that's what they, will dog whistle through their church. And they don't even have the dog whistle anymore. They're saying this stuff on their platforms Sunday morning after singing and praying.
Make a note of all these churches, by the way, that's doing that, because as soon as there's a turnover in power, report them, because they should not have tax-exempt status if they're engaging in politics like that.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, because they get big money. A lot of them are, absolutely. Yep. Laney Lou, 2784, thank you so much for your super chat. You should get Georgia Fort on the Leftist Mafia. I discovered her through Like It or Not. Like It or Not is my show. Georgia Fort is a colleague of mine, an amazing person, and I would see into definitely getting her on. She's been on a lot of different shows recently because, like I told you, she's one of the major journalists out there, independent journalists who have been covering what's going on. So I'll definitely talk to her about getting her on if she has any free time.
That'd be hard to do though, because I know she's busy.
She's super busy. I was texting with her earlier, but So Jacqueline, thank you so much, Laney Lou. Jacqueline, I don't know, girl. I don't know. It's one of those that I don't want to make
first name.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you so much for your super chat. Everyone can read The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein if you want to know exactly what is going on with this administration. I'll add that to my reading. I'm reading some books this month, so definitely add that to
good book. And her husband is running to become the new leader of the leftist party in Canada, so that's pretty cool too.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, definitely. I'll check that out for sure. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Omega Star, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months too. Keeping the fight alive. Thank you. Omega, again, thank you so much for your super chat. You went in my chat today. Thank you so much. Omega, abolish ICE. Absolutely. Tigwick plays games. Thank you for your super chat. I'm Canadian. Here go your folks. Lance. I'm Canadian, and I get folks jokingly asking if they can come stay with me. But we've got the same problems with our government in Canada. Now Trump's threatening to invade us too. I'm no soldier. I'm a humble poutine eating syrup sucker. Sigh. Tigwick, thank you so much for your super chat. And it's true, Donald Trump is trying to infiltrate all the countries in all the states. But I like the way what was it? Do they call y'all as a president or prime minister? I'm not sure what y'all got going on. Yeah, I like the way the first time last year they were like, yeah, you try it. Then y'all gonna be looking crazy with no lights. Like try it over here. We're gonna pull everything from y'all behind. So that was, I like the spunk y'all got out there. But yeah, Donald Trump is definitely trying to infiltrate everywhere, every country, all of anywhere outside of the country. He just wants to, whatever he feels like doing, he thinks he can do. And some countries are really not to be played with. And I think Canada is one of them. Omega Star, thank you so much for gifting folks with memberships. 10 people. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And I promise I'm going to do something in there. Invalid, thank you so much for your super chat once again for the target. Thank you. And that is it. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Mean it. I'm taking my behind to bed. And I will see you guys next Thursday. I hope that you guys have a good week. Stay safe and try to get some positive brain flow, bring down, if you can, like take a walk, your neural system, all that's to balance it out. Try. Don't get snowed in if you on this side of the world with nobody's beady head son, nobody's beady head daughter. Don't do it, Ariana. Keep it peaceful over there with the snow. Love you guys. Mean it. I'll see you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
I'm gonna take off too. Bye, everybody.
Take care, Lance.
Bye, Lance. Oh,
okay.
That was way too close for my liking. Hell no. I'm sorry. Y'all saw all my blemishes and everything.
It loves
okay,
to
I'm
jump
gonna go
scare
super
us.
quick.
Okay, let me pull
No,
up
it
your
really
first one
does.
here.
And I'm sitting here like looking here. We already did Old Man in Philly. Also, thank you so much for the $5. Sorry, I forgot to thank you. I was so entrenched in my storytelling.
I think it's Omega Stars, your first one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They did membership again. Thank you so much, Fight the Power. I really appreciate you. Omega Star, thank you so much for the $50. Oh my god, I appreciate you. ICE equals a Gestapo. I agree with you, but I would like to not push back a little bit, but I do think ICE is kind of just what America has always been. Like when you think about, the mass genocide, the abduction of indigenous people into residential schools, slave catchers. I just think the concept of ICE has always lived in America throughout the generations. It's just always kind of came in like different shapes and sizes. So I do think they're Gestapo, but I also think they're a very American thing. If you know anything
fair.
about American politics.
No. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Because like their tactics are very like distinctly Gestapo-like. But again, like you said, this is not new for the United States of America. So it's
right.
I think it's a good nuanced point to make.
I would actually think that they're the most American thing about America. Like I know some people are gonna hate that, but like ICE is very America, like to its core. Looney Tunes 9000, thank you so much for the $2 to my fave Iranian streamer. You're the best. You're my favorite mod. I really appreciate you. The Bay Photo, thank you so much for $10 and being number 3 in chat. I really appreciate you. Also trending on Reddit is folks from other countries posting their photos serving with U.S. forces in Afghanistan with the title, "Here's me doing nothing for America. The world is done with us." I mean, we replaced the Taliban with the Taliban, and now they're way more, I feel like, emboldened. And also they have a bunch of American... there are these influencers that go to Afghanistan and they basically have these big ass warehouses in Afghanistan where you can just buy shit that the American military left in Afghanistan. And it's like insane. He bought like a grenade. There were like bazookas. It was crazy. What? I was like, I didn't even know you could go there to buy all the shit America left, but you can.
Oh my god.
It's a thing. Yeah. Anyways, Jacqueline Leach 7050, thank you so much for the $6.99. It's irrelevant to Republicans who is being targeted. The idea is to cause chaos and make people feel unsafe and wait for their sadistic overlords. I agree 100%. Thank you so much for the $6.99, by the way. Oh shit, not you again. Thank you so much for the $5. This is hard to put out there. My parents once took a photo with Quillar. I don't know how to say his last name.
Oh,
and my April... Koyar. Okay, I'm apologize. I've been butchering his last name. Not that I really care because he's a piece of shit, but whatever. And my apolitical brother is in ICE. I'm trying so hard, but it's eating me up. Okay, the picture with Koyar, I will forgive you. That's not that big of a deal. Your apolitical brother joining ICE, though, that's crazy. I feel like
he's not apolitical.
Right, I was about to say, I was trying to put it like in a nicer tone, but like I do feel like you have to be somewhat political in order to join ICE. Like, there's no way you can be apolitical and join ICE. But I will say, you don't choose the family that you come from. So, like, I get it. That's your brother. That's not you. But yeah, I can see how that could cause a lot of chaos in the family. I don't know what the fuck I would do if my brother joined ICE. Like, I feel like I would lose my mind.
Oh, I know exactly what I would do. If he told me he was on the Knights, I would spit in his fucking face.
Wow. Then what?
And then never talk to him again. That'd be the last that he'd hear from me ever. Just getting spit in the face, straight up.
Wait, but isn't one of your siblings a Trump supporter?
Multiple siblings are Trump supporters. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4.
It's your number 5.
You're a family of 5?
Yeah. So two MAGA, 2 progressive / liberal.
And what about the 5th?
That's me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were counting yourself as one of the. So it's 3 against 2.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Are you the only queer one?
Yeah.
Okay. What were your? How were you raised? The 5 of you raised?
They were evangelical. He's talked about a bunch.
Really evangelical.
Oh,
really
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. No, I remember everything you said.
Yeah.
Bender. He talks about like every episode.
I told my life story so many.
No, literally, it's like the cornerstone of your political ideology.
I have been in recovery mode for the past month. I am so out of it. I've been so detached from the news cycle. I used to be one of those people who could fucking tell you every little fucking story of the day in every single little category and niche.
Honestly,
and now I could not tell you a fucking thing that's going on.
There's a lot going on, so I feel like that's super fair.
I needed to shut off and just go away. I don't go on. I haven't been on Twitter in weeks. I just needed to. And I don't know when I'm going back, but
not going on Twitter honestly is, I don't want to say it's life-changing, but it's very good for you mentally. Like, I'm just going to say it's very good for you. I have really not gone on Twitter. I go on for like 5 minutes in the morning just to see if there's any news stories that I want to cover from Twitter. But the only other time I use Twitter is if there's like an article and it links to a tweet and I want to get some responses from, right-wingers to see what they're saying. Otherwise, I don't just browse Twitter anymore. I think that was so damaging to my mental health. So it's a good thing to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
But it's interesting that the way you guys were raised, and then 3 out of 5 of you went the opposite route. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you really think about it, all 5 of you went the opposite route. If the 2 of them became Trump supporters, not very religious.
Yeah.
Nothing religious about that.
To be clear, it's like my family was super conservative, but like more socially, they're very normie, more like economically liberal. Like they wanted welfare, but they were just very like evangelical. But my dad was like a massive Trump hater before he died.
He hated Trump. Interesting.
Oh, he hated Donald Trump. Yeah, and it was in his first term, like because he didn't like what he was doing to immigrants. Because my dad is he's a white dude, but he gets perceived to be Hispanic because he has a darker complexion. He's a Portuguese man, and so he dealt with a lot of like anti-Hispanic racism. People would say like Hispanic slurs towards him. So he was always like very socially progressive because of that lived experience. So like when he saw the way that Trump was treating immigrants, he was like apoplectic, just like completely pissed off, like raging.
So how do your 2 MAGA siblings square to that?
I think that, well, one of them at the time was also anti-MAGA. The other one just like disagreed with him and would argue with him, but then like they kind of put it aside. But
what made the anti-MAGA guy go MAGA?
I don't know for sure. If I had to guess, I think it's because we have a trans niece and they got indoctrinated into like anti-trans stuff. So like they might be one of the few people to actually like change their vote because of trans people. Because generally that doesn't like.
I'm guessing that the trans niece is one of the progressive siblings' kids.
That's correct. Yeah.
hey, you never know. I mean, look at Elon Musk's daughter. I mean,
right.
She's become a huge voice for the trans community, and her dad couldn't hate trans people any more than he might be the world's #1 trans hater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my dad was like a huge homophobe when I was growing up, and the second I made my mom tell him because I was not going to do that shit, he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I love him. I accept my son."
Oh, interesting.
So it just like it really depends on the person. Like if it's really like embedded in you, then maybe it's harder to deprogram yourself. But like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think that part of it is that like with the anti-trans, this is just like I don't know for sure, but like the anti-trans sibling that I have, I think that also part of it is just that like they're kind of scorned because nobody in the family really wants to be around them because just aside from being like a Trump supporter, they're very, very toxic as well. So there's probably a lot of different things at play, but that's my speculation.
Interesting. No, I thought that was interesting. It seems like the 2 Trump supporters in your family, the siblings, went way further right than either your parents had brought them up to be as a religious household. And I think that's very interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, from my experience, usually, I mean, at least for me, growing up in a my parents weren't so religious. My dad's Jewish, my mom's Catholic, but I went to a Catholic school, so I had Catholicism, in my life on a daily basis, and just learning about all that, it sort of pushed me away from the idea of it. So usually that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's interesting. It's the incredible thing to me is the teachings that we learned and how Jesus Christ lived his life. I think if all is historically accurate, what a wonderful human being he was. I think he was great. What a great way to live. It's unfortunate that the modern church, although maybe it seems to be maybe fixing itself a little bit ever since Pope Francis, led it in the direction that the current Pope is still taking it in. It was just interesting to me that people who are of a religion usually, and the system that holds up those religions, like the church, usually do not follow those teachings that, of Jesus or whatever their beliefs are.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the fucking those evangelical churches that preach, what is it, the Prosperity Bible? Like that's fucking, that to me is fucking incredible. That to me is the most there's nothing that you can there's no more in your face virtue in the Bible than not becoming someone who lives their life about physical possessions and money and wealth. And you have an entire religion that says we believe in Jesus and all of his teachings, but that stuff we don't see. We actually come up with it. We actually see another version where it's like, yeah, money, baby. That's what it's all about. It's like, what the fuck?
Have either of you seen The Righteous Gemstones?
Yes.
It's about Prosperity Church and Nepo kids. It's very funny.
I mean, it is. I mean, those kids are the perfect. It's a hilarious show, but those kids are also a perfect embodiment of what that's all about.
Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, sorry, Ariana. I derailed.
Oh no,
your
so
entire
good.
thing with my life story.
You're so fine. I'm here for it. Well, it was really Matt not remembering basic shit about you, but it's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for the $2. Respect for coming on Leftist Mafia every week. I told you my New Year resolution is to be more consistent, and we're doing it. We've been consistent in the gym. We've been consistent on Leftist Mafia. I need to still work on being able to get up early, but we're working on it. Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna actually shockingly defend Ariana here and say this sounds like you're saying she just comes here as a guest or a someone who was invited to join us. No, Ariana is a member of the Leftist Mafia
show too.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Also, we need to get some guests in. I'm happy to bring. Oh wait, what if we could bring one of the people that's on the ground in Minnesota on the show next week?
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Should we talk to Rebecca? Awesome. Does Rebecca know the person she was talking about?
Yeah, Rebecca said she's going to talk to Georgia Fort, but she's really she's on the ground, so I don't know. It might be kind of hard, but if we can get somebody who's there, I think that'd be awesome.
I know some of my creator mutuals are going to be out on the ground in Minnesota.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Starting today.
Cool to talk to them.
Okay, I'll reach out and we'll see if we can make it work. Angela, thank you so much for the $6.99 and thanks for always being in the chat. The seditious Alberta government is putting citizenship on our driver's licenses to make it easier for the separationists who want to be American and ICE agents. I thought that was the real ID.
This is in the Canadian province that's more conservative, if I'm...
Oh, so Alberta is it's Canada, not the U.S. Because in the U.S. now,
Oh boy.
No,
I just thought that was funny. No, you're right. I thought we all knew it was Canada. I didn't realize you needed a refresher.
Oh no, I didn't know.
This is the conservative province, though, right? If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember who the
I didn't even
premier
know where
is.
this place was, so do not ask
Yeah.
me.
Is this Doug? Let me check. I think Doug Ford is the premier.
Calgary is in Alberta, and I know that because there's a pro wrestler.
Oh no,
his shtick was I'm from Calgary. Alberta,
Doug Ford is the
Canada.
premier of Ontario. Who's the premier of Alberta?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, chat doesn't really matter. Jeez, I'm just kidding.
It is Danielle Smith. What is she? Is she a conservative?
That sounds racist.
She's probably conservative.
Yeah, Danielle Smith sounds conservative.
Where's the party? Show the party.
I fear
United
Danielle
Conservative
alone.
Party.
The name Danielle is almost adjacent to Karen, so I think we got our answer there.
It's a conservative coded name for sure.
Right, exactly. Danielle Smith, like, yeah, you might as well go have Elon Musk's 20th child with that name. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. Omega Star, thank you so much for the 10 gift memberships. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Without your contributions, I wouldn't be able to pay rent. So thank you. T Crumbo, thank you so much for the $5. Here's hot coffee money for those cold ass East Coast winters, brother. Let me just tell y'all. My California ass is struggling in this winter. Like I can't. I'm struggling so hard, y'all. Like
what's the temperature there right now, Ariana? I'm curious.
Bro, it's so bad.
It's like well today wasn't so bad. Today was actually a nice day.
So
I think
no, tomorrow's about to be 10 degrees, and I'm just not.
Oh shit! I was about to complain because it's been like in the 30s in Portland. And
No,
we're about to have a full week of a full week of
below zero temperatures.
Yeah.
Oh my
in New York City. Dude, I was talking to my friends, and my friends were like, "Yeah, it's never been this bad." And I'm like, "Oh, so I just so happened to be here the first time when it's this fucking bad." No, I'm sorry, y'all.
It's usually not. It's usually not. This is not the way the weather usually is, but
yeah,
how it is now.
I've been oh my god, like I've been struggling. Like I'm not even joking, y'all. I smoke so much weed just to go to sleep because I can't. Like my whole everything is out of balance completely.
Ariana, do you have thermals that you can wear under your clothing?
I do. It does nothing.
Really?
I am a Middle Eastern girl from California. Not only do my ancestors not like this weather, but I have also not been attuned to this weather my whole entire life either. It doesn't do shit.
Oh, that sounds painful. I'm sitting here talking. I'm thinking like it's the end of the world when it's like it was 34 the other day, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I can't take this.
No, this shit is horrible. And then that cold wind hits you, and it's like, oh yeah,
takes your breath away.
Yeah, it's actually not so bad if it's not windy. Like the other day, there was no wind. There was no wind, and it was like 12 degrees, but it was fine with the sun out. It was fine. But once the wind hits, that's when it gets hard. Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh, I gotta go. Go. Out to Portland tomorrow. I'll box Miles. Listen for you if I see him. What are you referring to, Tony?
I'll box, I think, Mike's ear for you because they're going to be in Portland.
Oh!
Maybe?
Right?
I think so. I don't want to like insert myself, but Portland and Mile, I'm not sure.
I thought they meant flight miles, but
oh, okay, could be.
Who knows?
Spot me out in the wild. I don't really like go many places, but
the most important part, Tony, is that you gave me $5 of your hard-earned money, and that's all that is all that matters. Even though we're confused by your messages. Oh my god, also the black ice, bro. Oh my god, the amount of times I almost slipped and ate shit is so bad because all my shoes are Nike Air Forces because again, I'm a California girl.
No.
So yeah, it's been it's been rough.
I feel for you. I don't think I would be able to do that. Like I just couldn't.
Yeah, well, you should come visit us. I'm just kidding. You should though. I'll be more than happy.
Not in the winter.
I know, not in the winter. Kowalski. Hi, Kowalski. Don't forget to stock up on supplies before the snow hits. If you need anything, let me know. My tractor can get through 4 feet of snow. That goes for Binder too.
Yeah, it's the word is, and of course this doesn't usually happen when they say it is, but as of right now, the word is we're gonna get like 2 feet of snow on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be in full-blown blizzard mode this weekend. I went to Trader Joe's to try to stock up, and everything was empty except for the potatoes. They had like 1,000 potatoes, and everything else was gone. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Eat potato soup all weekend? So I just came home. So I was like,
Can you go to a different place to get stuff? Like some bread and like... Or
well, the only other place is Target. And I don't want one of my fucking followers to see me at Target and cancel me. So I'd rather just starve to death. I'm just kidding.
What? You could go to Target.
All I need is for one of my followers to see me and just take a picture and be like, this bitch called for boycotts and she's in Target. What the fuck am I gonna say? What the fuck am I gonna say? I'm gonna be like,
just
you know what,
deny
you're right.
that you're Ariana Jasmine. Be like, who? I don't know who that is. What
That's
do you think, that
my
all
evil
Middle
plan.
Eastern people look the same? You could pull that.
That's my half sister plotting on me. That's not me. Like, how far is that?
I'm her identical twin.
Oh, no, I see. You think all Persian people look the same?
Exactly.
Racist. Right. That's what you gotta.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on my sunglasses. I'm gonna put on my COVID mask, and I'm gonna put on a big heaping sweater with the hood over it. So no one will, even if you snap a picture, I'll just say you're racist and you just thought a brown girl was me.
Is there like not like a 7-Eleven that sells like some bread and stuff? Like just any corner store or anything?
There is, but it's so overpriced at the corner stores, and I'm sure Matt will vouch for this. The corner stores just like price gouge like crazy, and I'm so here for it. I support corner stores whenever I can, but to go grocery shopping is crazy. You're gonna end up spending
you don't go
$100.
You don't go grocery shopping at a corner store or bodega. That's just for like if you need a sandwich for lunch or breakfast sandwich or something. You don't. The groceries there are not. And sometimes I'll be honest, you don't know how long that particular grocery item has been sitting on that. Because that's not really what people. That's not really what people go there for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
go there for some fresh, hot food or cold cuts or some sandwich like that. Yeah.
Man, that sucks because you gotta hunker down. So you need food. Can you get some flour from Trader Joe's?
I'll go back tomorrow and I'll report back to y'all. I think I'm good. Like I do have rice and like essentials and stuff like that. Also, I don't think it's gonna be longer than a couple of days. I think the Midwest is really gonna get pounded. The Midwest is gonna be. I mean, Ted Cruz already left, so you know it's about to be bad for them.
Yeah, if you have rice, that's easy and lasts forever. And
just make some rice.
Right.
Eat some rice. Go back to my ancestral roots. But anyways, chat. I love you guys, Matt. Thank you so much for having me, Mike.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's great to have you join us. Us being the Leftist Mafia guest, Ariana. I'm joking. It's great to have a fellow leftist. It's great to have a fellow Leftist Mafia member join us on this show. We had the full house today. I love it.
It's really nice whenever the stars align and we're all able to make it.
That's awesome. And when I get enough super chats, I'll fuck off to Florida for a couple of days and be a degenerate in the sun because all I want is just the sun. Like I just. Oh God,
I mean, it's not that far away. I mean, we're approaching the end of January, and then you pretty much just got to get through February and 2 or 3 weeks of March before the weather starts really turning around. I mean, it's not that.
Oh my God, that's so far.
It's not that far away.
Now, and then February and then March, and then it's kind of in April. It gets a little better. Like, no.
This is how I look at it. Here in the U.S., Major League Soccer season starts in about a month. Soccer in the U.S. does not play during the winter. So when they start, that's when you know spring is here. So we're close. There
we go. Okay. I will keep an eye out. All right, guys. I love you so much, but I gotta go. I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm tired too, and I gotta stay. Goodbye, Ariana.
Okay, go kill it. Bye.
Peace. All right. Now Mike has left me. All right, let me pull up my super chats here. I did that thing again where I talked too much in like the first like 30, 40 minutes of the show, and then I wore myself out and was mostly just like the audience for the second half of the show. But it's all right. That's when everyone else joined. So it was a good time for me to just sink into the back for a little bit. All right. Let's go with all right, Tokyo Hans. Oh my god, I'm yawning. I'm so tired. Tokyo Hans Tokyo Hans with the could you take it over from here in the thing? Tokyo Hans with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Tokyo Hans. And then Tokyo Hans follows it up with a super chat. I now regret stealing the 2020 election. Oh, that was when I was talking about how it would have been better if Donald Trump just won his second term concurrently after his first. That's pretty funny.
How dare you, Tokyo Hans? Now you admit it.
Yeah. See, the gentleman remember for 29 months super chat. I fully expect to hear Anna get mad at the people roasting her apology, signed a non-birthing person. I mean, listen, I don't really care. I just think it's funny. Like, it's funny. Like, because this isn't. Listen. I am one who will show grace to Trump supporters who discover the error of their ways, but those are like normie people who don't live and breathe politics, or even people who, you know, maybe the 2024 election was their introduction to politics because they were young and they're stupid. We do stupid things in our 20s. In teens, you know, I get it. Even, you know, we do stupid things in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, but those people come from a background where they have no knowledge. Someone like Anna knew there was no excuse. Like, how do you, right. She didn't know how bad Trump was? Give me a break. Like, she made a play. I'm sorry. There's no, either she made a career calculation that did not go her way, or she really is suddenly, after years of being pretty intelligent, got hit in the head or had a stroke and became a fucking moron. So she did a John Fetterman situation happened to her. I mean, if she can explain either one of those situations, I'll be here to hear it, because there's no other excuse.
Yeah, I honestly think that you're spot on.
I mean, we know what happened to John Fetterman. I don't think his situation is a situation where for years and years he positioned himself as a progressive, coming up the ranks of mayor of Braddock or wherever it was, Pennsylvania, and he would show up to all the progressive events and became well known in the progressive community as an upcoming like a political star or whatever. And then suddenly, after winning a Senate seat, he decides to become a right winger. That isn't the more believable scenario. What I think actually happened is the guy had his fucking medical episode. He had his stroke, and it literally changed the makeup of his brain, and he became a conservative.
Yeah, Jack in the chat said that Anna taught journalism and media literacy. So I think that what you're saying is the most likely situation.
Yeah. Drew Parker 4931 with a super chat. Kyle Kalinske.
I'm sorry, it just jumped. Let me try to find that.
Oh, no problem.
Drew Parker.
Yep.
Let's see. Here we go.
Kyle Kalinske looks like Scott Steiner now. Yeah, he was repping a Scott Steiner-like look with the dyed blonde hair and the sunglasses. The only thing he's got to do next is wear one of those like steel chained like hoodies that Scott Steiner will wear, and then he'd have to cut one of those math promos. Because everybody knows, Michael Knowles, that when you and me go in the ring, I have a 66 1/3 chance of beating you. But if you throw Pierce Morgan into the ring too, then that opportunity for me to win goes up to 99 3/4. I mean, he's got to cut one of those promos, right? If you don't know, look up the Scott Steiner math promo. It is a wrestling, a legendary wrestling promo because it is so fucking hilarious and out there.
I assumed that this was a wrestler, but that's funny.
Yes. Someone said meth promo. No, math promo. M-A-T-H. I got like my nose all of a sudden is dripping. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with Cosmere Dragon. I believe that's who. I can't read their entire username. It goes off the screen. Yep. With a $10 super chat. Shout out to Prairie Fire Neb Kowalski, has really entertaining and educational videos about farming and related socioeconomics. Now that he's an official YouTuber, bring him on as a full episode guest.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he should come on as a guest. Kowalski's great.
That'd be really fun. Yeah.
I mean, when I would do, and I'm planning on bringing back my stream. I know it's been a little while since I've been doing my own personal regular stream. It's coming back. I just really needed to step away for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Kowalski would be a regular caller. And me and Kowalski would sometimes call in with a 2-minute update while he's live in the tractor, or sometimes we would have a full-blown discussion like as if he was a guest. So he should definitely come on as a guest. Southern Boy, thank you so much for the 5 gift memberships. Parker 402 with the super chat. Did you happen to catch the big controversy in the ending of the final game of the Africa Cup of Nations between Senegal and Morocco this past weekend? Very wild. I heard about it. What happened? I didn't. I should have looked into it. What happened? Oh boy, I have to 16 stoppage. What? Okay, I have to look into this. All right, thank you for putting it back on my radar, though. Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat. I swear to God, if Trump goes on Alex Jones's show, I will completely puke. He's been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's been on it since like the first term of his presidency, but he's been on Alex Jones's show. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. ICE agents can only read at a first grade level. That's why they have to write ICE in capital letters. Old Man in Philly with a super chat. With all the non-violence being noelated by noelated? Or, I don't know. By ICE and the feds, at what point do we come to terms with the need to fight fire with fire? Well, I never like saying that because I'm not the person out there putting my life on the line. So yeah. I don't want to be the person being like, it's time you stock up and go out there. No. To the people who do go out on the front lines there, I all respect you and just stay safe. Whatever you choose, whatever form of direct action you choose to partake in, you have my full respect, and just be careful. I don't want to see anyone else die, quite frankly.
Because it's worth like really emphasizing we're dealing with very dangerous people. So I'm not going to encourage you to go like fight them. Like you could get yourself killed, literally. So, I think that what people are doing now is very effective with the whistles and following them to make sure that they're not, abusing people in the dark. At least they're filming them, documenting everything. I think that that's really effective in terms of like, getting violent. I think that is something that is going to lead to a lot more deaths that would be horrifying. And I think that something like that, I hope it's not going to be inevitable, but, we could look at a situation where violence does start to devolve in the streets. So, and I think if that were to happen, it would be initiated by ICE because they're the ones who always initiate the violence. Just don't get yourself injured or killed because they are very, very, very violent, dangerous Nazis.
I will say strength in numbers and a camera are great weapons. I mean, those are, that's, that it works. I mean, we've already seen plenty of video of a group of people getting together and just chanting ICE out of a restaurant or a store to the point where ICE feels like they can't carry out what they're there to do because there's too many people there yelling at them. I think that's a great way to stop them without having to put your body, your life in danger. Don't give them any excuse to open fire. They already clearly view a vehicle trying to drive away from them as a weapon. So don't even give them that. Use your bodies, unarmed bodies, with no more than your numbers and the cameras to film and record everything. Kowalski with a $10 super chat. Buy bread before the storm hits. Absolutely. And listen, I know what Ariana's saying, but wherever you are, whatever you need to do to help yourself and your family have what you guys need to live, you got to shop at certain places sometimes. It's not the end of the world if you break a boycott you have to, buy something during a emergency situation or a weather situation or storm or whatever. You do what you got to do. Order food, order groceries, go to Target.
Just survive, basically. The best that you can, but make sure you survive.
Yeah. D Leopard I don't even know how to say this. Do you see this? D Leopard is Wonder Hours Musings 9053. ICE using a 5-year-old to bait a family is straight out of 1890s USA BIA at Native folks. This government has always loved trafficking and displacement. Yeah. Hank Rodriguez 2376. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Hank. It's not you again. Wait. Oh, it's shit, not you again. That's a good one.
That name always throws people off.
Yeah. With a $10 super chat. Seriously need advice. Brother isn't political savvy. Once mistook Michelle Obama for Oprah. But hates Trump. He's in ICE in part because he can't find a decent job and has a toddler. I struggle justifying. I mean, if he can't leave it, then he should leak shit to the press. Any sort of internal communications. He should, I don't know, do what he can to anonymously give people a heads up when he knows they're being sent out somewhere. There's things he could do, for sure. I mean, if he's not politically savvy, then I don't know if he'd want to get active. Doesn't sound like it, but
well, I mean, to have a toddler, wants to be able to, is all the more reason to quit.
Yeah,
because you don't want your toddler to grow up knowing that their father is a fucking Nazi. There are jobs that you can find in retail that are really easy. They're shitty, but at least you're not a Nazi. I found a job at Walmart really easily. You can get fast food jobs, at least temporarily, until you find something better. Let him know that he will be regarded as the Nazis for the rest of his life if he does not leave. What he's doing is truly criminal, and he could be prosecuted. That's also not something that he wants to, have his toddler deal with. So if he genuinely wants to be a good dad, he needs to get out. It doesn't matter what the financial situation is. That's no excuse. I would rather sleep on the fucking streets than work for ICE.
I'm also saying, like, being that he has a toddler, I understand that he can't just up and leave. I mean, he should be actively looking to get out. But while he's there, he should anonymously be destructive from the inside.
Yeah, sabotage so you get fired, get unemployment.
And get information out there. I think sabotage in terms of doing things like to disrupt them would get you fired. And the point was him looking for a job and not get fired so he has means for his kid. But there are anonymous things he can do that won't disrupt internally in terms of like, oh, why is what's his face fucking up our shit? No, but he could anonymously let communities know, at this time, this date, ICE is going in. If you are, an undocumented person in this area, leave, stay inside, let people know. There's things you could do.
Yeah, but I mean, really, in my opinion, there's no justifying it. If you have a kid, that is not a justification to destroy families and terrorize people.
No, I agree. But you also, if this is him like a year from now still there because he can't find a job, then he's not looking hard enough.
Right.
But like in the weeks and month or two ahead while he's looking, I think it's understandable that he just doesn't up and quit, but he's got to do something to square that peg of morally staying there to do something good by letting people know so they don't get, caught up by ICE.
Yeah. And like, I can't tell you what to do, but if that were me, I would make sure that we're clear that like we can't have a relationship if you're going to be part of this organization that's going to historically go down as a Nazi.
I'm assuming he joined ICE. I'm assuming he joined ICE before Trump. Now, listen, ICE has never been good or at all. But I've heard stories of people. I have heard stories of people who were in ICE. They usually weren't the foot soldiers out there, from what I understand. But I have heard stories of people who left after Trump won in 2024 because they knew what they were going to be used for and just didn't want to fucking deal with it. I've heard stories of that. That's what he should have done. He should have got out. He should have got out.
It's more inexcusable now just because there's no denying it. But even before then, like if you sign up to be a human being hunter, it doesn't really matter if you're not political. You are political. You're a piece of shit. So I would communicate that to them in a very blunt way and let him know that is despicable. He is destroying lives. If he's not directly kidnapping anybody, he's part of a system that is ripping families apart. Families that have toddlers just like him. And those toddlers matter too. They have lives. They have families. And, he wants to exist just like them. But, the difference is that he has that privilege where, to me, this is just, an economic situation. It's an economic choice that I'm making. But he's removing that choice from other families who, like him, are human beings. So I would be very, very blunt. For me, if that were my brother, I wouldn't even yield a fucking inch. I'd be done.
I'm also interested in how he mistook Michelle Obama for Oprah. Did he see Oprah on TV and went, oh, wow, I didn't know Michelle Obama got her own show? Or did he see Obama with Michelle Obama on screen and he went, oh my God, is Obama cheating on his wife with Oprah? I'm dying to know which way this...
I know. Because I feel like they look so different that
they do not look anything alike.
Yeah, it's inconceivable that you would mix them up.
The only thing they have in common is they are both black women. And so that's already not going good for your brother.
Yeah, I think that your brother, like just based on that, your brother has issues with people who don't
they
don't have the same complexion as him, it seems.
They don't sound the same. They have very different personalities, body types, looks completely. They do not look anything alike. Even there's no even like facial similarities. They could not look more different other than the fact that they are both black women.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you're in that position. Shit, not you again, because like I can relate. Dealing with this kind of family issues is tough. I have Nazis in my family, and it is a very, very unfortunate situation. But yeah, I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. Your brother, I'm sorry to say, just sounds like a really bad person based on this, and I hope that there's a way that like you're able to get him to go in a better direction so you can remain in his life, so you can be a better influence on the toddler, because you don't want that kind of an influence on your nephew who's being raised by a Nazi. Unfortunately, he's effectively not effectively, he's literally a Nazi. He's part of the Nazi organization. So I feel bad for your nephew that he's in that situation, and I also feel bad for you because that sucks.
Let's go to the next super chat. Satya Shravan 01 with a $20 super chat. My loud colleague is a 3-time Trump voter, hat and all. He celebrates ICE deporting. He has just been diagnosed with cancer and will lose his vocal cords. As hard as I try, I can't feel sorry for him. I am a brown guy on a visa. Yeah, I mean,
buy some champagne, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to feel empathy for people who show no empathy for others themselves. I totally understand that. With that said, I don't even think you gotta even. It doesn't sound like you're going to, but I don't think you even need to say or do anything. The guy is dealing with it, and that's that. The best way you can live your life is just to ignore terrible people like that and don't even dwell on them. It seems like he got, I don't believe in karma. I don't think there's anything in the universe that makes sure someone gets what's coming to them. I mean, the proof could be no clearer than the worst people are very rich and seem to live forever. There's no such thing as karma. Yep. But in some cases, people experience randomly the hate they put out on the world themselves. And maybe it'll open their eyes, but I don't know.
Yeah, you are absolutely not obligated to feel sympathy for somebody who would never feel sympathy for you. So don't blame you one bit.
And Emily Schmid 7749 with a $20 Canadian super chat. Wow, I think that means that's even more money, right? I don't even know. I can never remember which way that goes. Would have given this to Ariana, but as a Canadian, I just couldn't give it to the kid who doesn't know where Alberta is and didn't buy boots. JK, love the kid, but she needs to get tough to live in the East. Love you, Binder and Mike. I'll be honest, I was never a big cold weather person, but weird. As I've gotten older, I felt like the cold weather doesn't feel as cold as it used to when I was younger. But at the same time, I hate the cold weather more now than when I was younger. I think it's because, while I don't feel as cold temperature-wise, the cold that I do feel hits me right in the joints and bones, and I feel older during the winter than I do the rest of the year.
I feel
because
that.
I feel like I move like an old man during the winter because it's so cold.
Yes, I absolutely feel that to my core, Matt. I simply can't talk. To me, I feel like the cold affects me so much more now. I've never been able to tolerate the cold, by the way, but these days it's just so much worse for me. It almost feels like it's debilitating. And I'm fucking and it's better here because, as I said, I've been complaining about it being in the 30s and low 40s, but 10 degrees, it's rare when it gets that cold here.
During the spring, summer, and fall, I'm literally sprinting with the kids that I coach soccer. I'm running laps. I'm playing soccer myself in an adult league. I'm going nonstop, full blown, hour long games, playing the full hour, completely fine. And then if you see me outside during the winter, I'm walking with a limp. It's who is this guy? It's not the same person.
It's so bad, man. The cold is just, now I understand why older people who can afford it, they try to vacation in warmer areas. My husband's grandma went to Arizona for one winter because the cold just really affects them, and I'd imagine it gets so much worse the older you get. It's brutal.
Yeah, I do get why older people move to hot places now, and honestly,
yeah,
if I could find somewhere like New York in a hot place, I would move there. But unfortunately, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do it anywhere else.
It's hard to move, especially across country.
Hold on, someone in the chat. This isn't a super chat, but it caught my attention. Jack Up Mode with a super chat. With a regular chat. You're a soccer dad? I am. I coach my two intramural teams. My daughter's U7 team and my son's U11 team. And then aside from that, both my daughter and son are on travel teams, which I don't coach, but I drive them to their practices too every week. And that's hardcore. They each do 2 practices a week during the winter and 3 practices a week during the fall and spring. So, I mean, it's a lot. So yes, I am a soccer dad. But I enjoy it too, though. So I like watching them play. I like the game, period. But I especially like watching them play.
Okay, I think that's all yours, right?
Yep, I'm good. I believe. Yep.
All right.
Oh, I guess really quick on Twitch. Let me knock these out of the way on Twitch.
Yeah.
There's only like a few. Open Presents gave out 25 community gift subs on Twitch. Oh my God! How did I not? It was like 3 hours ago. Open Presents, if you're still here, thank you so much. That's the most community gift subs anyone's ever given out, I believe. Jeez, thank you so much. That was it. But that was it. That's huge. It's a huge amount. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Okay, I'm assuming that some of these are going to be for David. I'm just going to go through them all to make sure they all get read. So thank you to Eco Socialist, who is a new member. Thank you to Steam Power TV, member for 31 months. And thank you to I Get Carried Away, member for nearly a year. And then thank you to Pendulous, member for 27 months. Awesome. Okay, Mr. Nobody says, I think Garland should be investigated for dragging his feet on prosecuting Trump. It's very fishy to me. Honestly, yeah, fuck him. I'm for that. Definitely. Tim L. Sim, thank you for the 20. Very generous super chat. If Trump goes ahead with invading Greenland, my biggest fear is that it leads to the doomsday clock striking midnight and the unstoppable road to World War III, nuclear holocaust, and the end of all life on Earth as we know it. Thoughts? Okay, don't catastrophize that far. I don't think that it would lead to World War III. That being said, I do think that the consequences would be absolutely severe. I think that it would really lead to European leadership, like, laying down the law, potentially getting off the dollar as the world reserve currency, which would trigger an economic depression. I don't think it's going to lead to the end of the world, nuclear holocaust, but Americans in particular will feel pain if that happens, because if he does that, it's not going to happen like with impunity. Like, there will be hell to pay. Okay, says Progressive Voice is back. Would you have him on? Of course I would have him on. I tried to get him on last time he was back in 2024, and I couldn't get him on, but I will try again, because it'd be cool to have Sahil on. And glad to have him back, by the way, too. Checkmate says, we are an unstable global hegemon that needs to be humbled badly. Totally agree. Tim L. Sim with another 20. Thank you so much, Tim. Makes you wonder if the second revolution in America is both inevitable and what saves the world while China is handed the reins of the free world, assuming general strikes and other major direct actions fall. Well, listen, there's a lot of ways that the empire could fall apart. Could be revolution, could be just overall the balkanization of the United States, where each state becomes its own state. Could just be we slowly but surely, wither away until we're a shell of our former self, and, the federal government still exists, but it loses power. There's a ton of different things that could happen, but it's hard to say what will happen. But I think that, you're right to think that China being the world hegemon is probably inevitable. Bayphoto says, the guy is a physical therapist. Don't buy into the cope. Evil lives forever. Yeah, in regards to the doctor who said that about Trump dying in 2 to 4 months. Yeah, I agree. And on that note, the 2 to 4 months doctor is making the predictions for Polymarket, to be honest. Is he really? Okay. Afro Remus, thanks for the 20. Lots of really generous super chats tonight. Thank you so much. This one's to David. It says, sorry, David. Nobody in Canada or Europe have the balls to do any of the wonderful things you said. They all fear Trump to death. Keep in mind that the only problem they have with Trump is that he lacks tact. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair criticism. I agree with you to an extent. I think that things will have to get a lot worse for them to actually take severe action. Like, there's talk right now, you see canceling trade deals and whatnot. It has to get really bad before it gets better. But I do think that there will come a point where they cut the U.S. off. And like, just, I mean, they could do small things to really hurt us. If you look at Denmark, for example, we get so many pharmaceuticals from them. We get all of our Ozempic from them. We get the overwhelming majority of our insulin from them. If they cut off our insulin, that could create an insulin shortage. Things like this, they can do to really like lay on the pain. So there are things that can happen that we haven't seen yet, but I think that they're keeping their powder dry. But I don't expect them to if things continue in the way that they're going. Because, I mean, there's only so much you can take. You know, it's been just a couple of weeks in January, and it's been nonstop Trump just trying to take Greenland, and people are already fed up. Like, imagine a couple more years of this, they're going to get sick of it. So, I mean, we'll see. Bay Photo says, Medbed care for all. Yeah. For it. Rachel Atwood says, Usha, KKK, Caroline, or Katie Miller, who will birth the prince or princess that was promised that will vanquish MAGA from within? Erica Kirk must be livid at JD. Oh, that's hard to say. I think that my money would be on Usha. Usha's going to be the one to birth the person who's going to take down MAGA, if I had to guess. Hi, Dougie. Let's see. Tokyo Han says, Mike, you already have a Canadian beard. Just put on a flannel shirt and a Blue Jays cap and carry around a Molson's bottle. You know, I really do think that I could pass as Canadian if I tried a little bit harder. I already have a bunch of flannel. I just got to work on the sorries and the boots. Say it more. Really like not condition myself. Just like repeatedly say that so that way I always talk like that. And yeah, I'll be in. Mr. Nobody says, Anna is a moron. I don't accept her apology. Well, you are within your right to do that. Cartoon says, thoughts on the Oscars noms. Sinners got 16 noms. Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I'm glad that Sinners is getting some recognition, but in terms of the other nominations, I actually don't know about the other nominations. I don't really follow the Oscars, but I'm glad to see Sinners get some love. Mr. Nobody says, do you think Jill Stein is a Russian asset? I don't think she's a Russian asset. I think that she has a lot of like seemingly like semi-pro-Russian views because there's a contingent of the left that up until the Ukraine invasion, and actually after it as well, they're like weirdly like pro-Russian. I don't know. To me, it comes off as like pandering to a fringe Jimmy Dore segment of the left. But I honestly don't know. If I had to guess, I don't think she's a Russian asset per se. I think that she just, she has some weird ass constituencies. Southern Boy, thank you for the 5 Humanist Report memberships. Also, you gave 5 to Matt, so thank you so much. Very, very generous. Mr. Nobody says we need to make sure Gavin isn't the nominee. Absolutely. Shit, not you again says, I've never been afraid of having a transgender person in the same bathroom. My biggest fear is running out of toilet paper and having to use my socks. Yeah, thank you. It makes no sense. Like, I don't know why people think about things like this. It's because they either buy into the propaganda or they are transphobic themselves. Period. Cartoon says, thoughts on Kyle's debate with Michael Knowles. We actually did watch that. I'm sure you sent that super chat before, but yeah, I loved it. Unknown says you should have No Justice on TLM. I haven't heard of them, but I will try to remember to look into them. Always looking for more creators to bring on. Mrouse says, and thank you for the 10, by the way. There was a forum yesterday for the Democrats in Wisconsin's governor's race. Oh boy, most of them are corporate goons, but Hung and Crowley did good. Good to see sewer socialism rise up in Wisconsin again. Hey, that's encouraging. If there's some sewer socialists, then I think that'd be encouraging to see them rise through the ranks. My only worry is that if there's 2 of them, then they could split the votes. So I hope that if one of them starts to rise, the other will drop out and back them. I don't know anything about them, but like leftists do need to get a little bit more strategically savvy and even Machiavellian if we really do want to take power, because we can't just we can't go about things the way we've been going about it. We need to get serious and actually get power. Pons says, Kyle said he acted and dressed as ridiculous as the show is. By the way, Fuentes' Sausage Fest crew wasn't even recognized at the clubs in Miami. All hype.
Yeah, most people don't know who any of these fucking streaming losers are. And honestly, I'm talking about us too. I mean, no one knows who we are. Even the more well-known people. Most people have no idea who Kyle Kulinski is, or Sam Cedar, even or even Cenk Uygur. Like, it's just the biggest political streamer is still in a very niche world. Where the majority of the public have no fucking clue who we are or who they are.
Even Hassan, he's going to get recognized a lot more frequently than everybody else, but I think for the most part, he could still live a pretty normal life and go to the store without getting recognized. So yeah, and I will say, I saw some clips from that. It is so funny to see how gay and awkward Nick Fuentes is. Like, he was, I don't know, I think they played the Kanye West Hitler song, and he's like, trying to dance. He's just so out of his element. And then one of the other guys, I don't remember his name, was like, I could bring some girls over. And he's like, oh, please don't. It's just hilarious to me. Like, these guys are such losers, such posers. And I'm glad that they weren't recognized, because that would have boosted their egos. Although somebody who did recognize Sneeko, who was also part of that crew, is Crackhead Barney. She posted a video of it, and Sneeko literally ran away from her. It's on her YouTube channel. You could find it. Very, very funny shit. Crackhead Barney never fucking misses. Rolando says, Mike, your favorite former Senator Sinema is being sued for having an affair with her former bodyguard in NC. Just another example of her lack of morality. Really? She's being sued for having an affair? That's crazy.
I did hear about this.
But...
And part of the lawsuit talks about how she had the security guard who allegedly had the security guard who she was having an affair with. She would have him bring drugs to her and stuff like that. Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
That's what the lawsuit says. Yeah.
Lock her up.
Gotta be careful. Never know.
Mm-hmm. Ben Riley says you guys should do a crossover with Live and Learn featuring Pisco, I'm Really Important, The Soy Pill, and Hutch. I've heard of Pisco. I haven't heard of the other two. I absolutely cannot stand Hutch. I would not want to do anything with him. I can't stand that fucking smug prick. So
I would do not a friendly hangout, but I would certainly have a debate and discussion with that guy.
Yeah, that's not like a hangout thing. I don't think you can hang out with somebody like that.
Yeah. He a lot of time I've seen his stuff. I think he's a great example of even though he might not be a right winger, he's a great example of the cliche gaming streamer who saw an opening talking about news and politics, but simply put, does not know what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but the other two, I'm sure they're fine. Based on the name, Live and Learn, I'm assuming that they're more like liberal, but I've seen Pisco. Pisco seems much more reasonable. I like Pisco, what I've seen. I'm sure we have some disagreements, but that's fine. As long as you don't like hate the person, then there's potential there. Tropical Ding Dong says, "Let's be real. Leftist Mafia is already a polycule." Thank you, Tropical Ding Dong. Exile Two Feathers says, "Don't bring out the drunk Irish in me." That's probably worse than the Brooklyn. It's more intense. Old Man in Philly says, "Bring out the Portland end." Isn't that at just an iced chai latte with the dash of nutmeg? Just kidding. Love the show. Thanks. That's possible. You know, I do love some chai lattes. I went through a chai latte phase. I'm over it, but I used to fuck with those.
I got to be honest. When you said when you first mentioned don't make me bring the Portland out, I immediately envisioned like you just your face slightly transforming because you're already wearing the glasses into Fred Armisen. Like you just be Fred Armisen.
That's fair.
That's what I think of when I think of Portland because of fucking Portlandia.
Yeah, no, I think that he did great on that show. He's a great representative for Portland. He's an honorary Portlander, if I had my say. V-Man says, at least this upcoming snowstorm will put ICE out of action for a bit, since we already know their weakness is ice. That's true. That's true. They are slipping all the time on ice. I've seen those videos. I love them. V-Man also says, Mike, a medical expert, predicts Trump will pass in 2 to 4 months. If that happens, will you, the monsters of this regime, will scale back, given they don't have the cult leader to shield them? So I don't think that that's going to happen. But in terms of the question you're asking in the latter portion, I really don't know. If I had to guess, I think that things probably wouldn't be as bad with Trump, because he very clearly is a madman. I think that JD Vance scares me because he's much more ideological, and his association with Peter Thiel is very, very dangerous, because Peter Thiel is a techno-fascist. He is very much in favor of, a dictatorship. I can't remember. I think he is one of the... he subscribes to Curtis Yarvin's ideology. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that Peter Thiel is very dangerous to me. But, just in terms of like what the country would look like, I think that there would be a little bit more stability with JD Vance. He's more ideological and thus more predictable, in my opinion. I think that he's younger, so he's going to want to at least try to, have some sort of legacy that's not as embarrassing as Trump's. He has more impulse control, even though he's a bad person. I think it would be an improvement. At least nobody knows for sure. I think he would carry on a lot of what Trump is doing, but I think that he would probably be better than Donald Trump if I had to guess. But I don't know. Again, my predictions are always wrong, so it could get worse, and we could be begging for Trump in the event he passes. So I really don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. Cartoon says, did you hear an NFL player got fined for having eye tape reading Stop the Genocide, showing Palestine support, yet show tribute to Charlie Kirk? I did see that. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the name of the NFL player, but good on them for doing that. It's really, really nice to see them use the platforms that they have and the popularity that they have to show support to people who are being eradicated as we speak. I really appreciate them doing that. And yeah, it's hypocritical that they can show support to a white supremacist like Charlie Kirk, but you say genocide bad, killing people bad, then that's controversial. It just goes to show you that the world that we're living in is very backwards. V-Man says, speaking of dictators, Puerto Rico's statehood movement is actively collaborating with the regime. It's not surprising, as the statehood party at PR's logo was stolen from Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo. That's really interesting. You know what? Based on what you told me before, V-Man, it's not surprising that they're collaborating with the regime, especially if they're a statehood movement. I think that maybe they see that there's going to be some sort of transactional benefit if they are able to, join the U.S., but it's really frustrating that fascism is so appealing to people, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, because I deal with it too, and it sucks. But yeah, the fact that they're siding with the colonizers and the regime it's got to be depressing. So thanks for the update, though. It's always interesting to hear what you have to say about Puerto Rico. T-Boy says, at this point, I'm beyond sick of Adolf Orange's antics. The more he speaks, the more I question the sanity of my country as a whole, and screw Kristi Noem, by the way. I feel that in my veins, T-Boy, 100%. I actually feel like I'm going fucking crazy sometimes just listening to him speak, and then seeing the way that everybody kisses his ass. And yeah, all of the drones, the Kristi Noems, the Stephen Millers of the world, it's so unbearable. So I feel you 100%. Do your best to stay sane. Try to check out from time to time and not follow it too closely, because it really will drive you nuts. Otaku says, I heard ICE replaced the more moderate INS. Oh, okay. Did not know that. Jacqueline says, really, really read Naomi Klein's The Shock Doctrine. All the Milton Friedman far-right chaos from the last 50 years becomes transparent. Yeah, highly recommend. I have not read the full thing. I bought her book and I read a couple of chapters, but it is basically the book that explains everything that's going on in our country. Disaster capitalism, the way that exploitation works. Naomi Klein is amazing. So, yeah, I second that. Wild Two Feathers says, attention, John Ross GoFundMe is probably illegal. Fed officials can't raise funds for work done on duty. Legion Miller got the deeds. That's encouraging. Hopefully he doesn't get any of the money. Not that, them doing something illegal would stop them, but if there's a way to not allow him to be rewarded for executing somebody, that'd be awesome. So hopefully there's a lawsuit. Maybe the ACL can launch it against GoFundMe to block those funds from being dispersed if that hasn't already happened. Because he doesn't deserve anything but a jail cell. Sandgroper says, I grew up in this. Yes, a peaceful group is useful for the negotiations time. That time is not now. I lost family. I lost friends. For global attention, it is unavoidable. Yeah, we're in a tough time. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are kind of coming to that same realization as you are, where the typical things you do, calling your congressman, protesting, voting, it just doesn't work. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying that. ABS says, hey, Mike, have you ever played Class of 09? I have not played that. I've never heard of it, actually. Yeah. Maybe I'll look into that. Wrench Rabbit says, furthering discussion about and organizing towards a nation-wide general strike is exactly what we need to do. Keep up the good work. Love y'all. Well, thank you so much. Love you too. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, because that really is the one thing, like the one peaceful thing that I think would actually have teeth. So my goal is to push for that as much as I can, but it really needs to be like an all hands on board thing. We need union to get behind it, because if you have no organizational muscle, some dickhead on YouTube isn't going to pull it off. So I hope that this is something that really percolates in the discourse, because that's what we need. Dirty Pirate says, pretty sure the Venn diagram of churches that are run by ICE thugs and the churches that told Nally Monroe they won't feed a starving baby is a perfect circle. 1,000%. That's a great point, Dirty Pirate. 1,000%. Looney Tunes says, please read this in Trump's voice. Woke news journalist. Never went to school to be a real news journalist. No wonder he hates Fox News. Cancel. That's the best I could do, Looney. I'm sorry. I gotta drink water after that. Groundhog. There we go. Says, Humanist Report. Don Lemon was the guy who was holding back the mob of people from getting the white supremacists there in Minneapolis in the video you showed. That lady who said he's her colleague. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that information. Ben Riley says, IRCC Protestant Reformation led to the notion that wealth equals righteousness as opposed to minimalism and humility, but fact check me on that. I believe you. Vike says, I wonder how people deal with MAGA when you live in a MAGA area in a swing state. Maybe not MAGA direct, the cultists, but the people who lean right. It's hard to say. The real Kool-Aid drinkers are going to reveal themselves as MAGA in some way. Maybe they'll talk about it or wear a shirt or a hat. But if they're not, then, you just go about your daily life, but you don't make friends with them. You don't connect with them if you know they're MAGA. That's the best you can do. Ben Riley says, tell me why I need an app to know the prices at Speedway. Surveillance, capitalism, and enshittification is real. Enshittification of everything is real, and it is so depressing. I feel you, Ben. Ben also says capitalism failed. We need lower casteism instead. Indeed, something like that. And Smasher Jack says, the Nobel Committee controlled Trump by awarding Obama a second Nobel Peace Prize, but if they were serious, the award should have gone to Greta Thunberg. Absolutely agree with that. Omega says, nah, for them, their nurses should turn into ratched wait staff, should be like the people in waiting and service workers, be the people from Pop Copy. Ben Riley says, Trump thinks they're paid agitators is because he paid the agitators $50 a pop in 2015 when he announced running. Remember? I think he did a video on it. That was one of my first videos I did. Yeah, for sure. I've only heard Mike and Mary J. Blige use the word percolate. Let's get it percolated on. Angela says Danny Smith hangs out with Landry, wants to be DeSantis, and loves Nome. As an Albertan and Canadian, it's embarrassing. At least Ford criticizes Trump. I will say that about Ford. I think that especially after Trump was just elected, he was kind of shell-shocked because he thought Trump was his boy. But it is nice to see some pushback, and he did a great job at the beginning there, as shitty as Doug Ford is. Kowalski says, all right, Mike, I think I see what you're saying. I personally need to go and face off with ICE officers and express loudly that I am the reincarnation of John Brown. Well, Kowalski, don't do that. I don't want you to get hurt. We need you in this fight, so don't do that. So don't take that from what I'm saying. I know you're just joking, though. Vike says, if I feel the economy turns, people will put up with more ICE nonsense. People in my area are mostly supportive of ICE, kind of wild, kind of stuff. I hate to say that you're probably right, Vike. People only care because things are so bad, and this is just something else that is bothering them if they're white. People of color will certainly still care, but white people just do not give a fuck. And it's really sad to say that, but I've seen it. Even in like a blue state like Oregon that I live in, people are just like, they're up their own asses and they couldn't give two shits about what other people are experiencing. So I think you're right. If the economy turned, I think that they would be perfectly fine with it. Maybe they don't like the optics, but if they're able to buy eggs that are cheaper and bread that's cheaper, then I think they'd be cool with it. D. Leo says, Rec read Stephen Newcomb's Pagans in the Promised Land, a great read on white Christian nationalism in USA towards native folks. Applies to Palestine. Oh, that actually sounds like an interesting read. I'll have to try to check that out if I remember, because yeah, I a year or so ago I reread Zinn, The People's History, and that is always just such a gut-wrenching read, especially when he talks about the Native American genocide. I read it in college and I wanted to read it again, and it's gut-wrenching. There's no other word to describe it. User says, an Episcopalian bishop that was at Good's vigil warned of a new era of martyrdom, told clergy to ready their wills, and said, we are past making statements. Our bodies must stand between power and vulnerable. Wow. Some Episcopalian bishops, they don't fuck around. That's interesting. I didn't see that, but I'd like to see that speech if I can find that, if they filmed it. Lepa says, what are the chances we get lefty policy without woke scolds? The woke scolds hold us back. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by woke scolds, because I feel like that term is really overused. Because if you call out somebody's transphobia, is that woke scolding? I think that there's a line, and whether or not somebody crosses that is debatable. But personally, I don't give a shit if somebody is woke scolding. If they give me Medicare for all, I'll take the woke scolding. I really don't care. And personally, I actually want to see somebody be the wokest they could possibly be. So woke that maybe they rip a hole in the space-time continuum, because I want the next leader on the left to trigger the shit out of MAGA with all the bullshit they're putting us through. We need the wokest person imaginable with the bluest hair and the biggest septum ring. I want them tattooed from head to toe. I want them to be an immigrant. I want them to be trans. I want them to be from fucking outer space. So I want the wokeness, because if you don't like wokeness, that's very clearly preferable to the culture of fascism, right? So I couldn't answer your question about the policy without the woke scolds, but I guess I just don't know what you mean by woke scolds, because I think that's really, really overblown. People call me a woke scold, and I feel like that's not really accurate. I'm pretty much a prick. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like, it's just kind of a pejorative that doesn't really apply to a lot of people. Eco-Socialist says, I recommend Zach Polanski as a guest, leader of the Green Party of England and Wales. Well, that would be a hard guest to get probably, but if we could pull that off, that'd be awesome. Don't think we could, though. I've heard about Zach, though. Chris Corcoran says, if Trump won 2020, more people would have died from COVID. That is a good point. That's a really good point, because Biden did roll out the vaccines when they got in office. I mean, they weren't even ready to distribute them. So I did not think about that. I'm really glad you brought that up because it kind of like, I don't know, it throws a wrench in my thought that, not that it matters, but in my thought that like things would have been better if he just won again. It's hard to say. The Bay photo says Legion Miller is in Minneapolis. She'd be a good guest. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I would love to talk to her. I love her content. I think she's brilliant. Emily says, love you, Mike and Bitter. Well, thank you so much. That's so kind. You guys are all so sweet. Thanks for your incredible support for the trans community. My American sisters are so thankful for you. Well, hey, thank you so much. You don't have to thank us for being just like not shitty people. I love trans people. Trans people are my people. And yeah, of course, I will always stand up for them. I am ride or die for my trans siblings. 10 toes down. Ben Riley says, just think different factions of the online left need to either join forces or have a non-aggression pact to fight fascism at this point. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It's hard to do that, though, because, you know, people are fickle and egos get in the way, but I would be down to have a non-aggression pact with liberals and other factions of the left. Because, yeah, I do believe that our number one priority is defeating fascists. Ben also says, Mike, don't be so dramatic. America had a good run, not the longest run or the best run, but we showed up, right? That's fair. That's fair. Radio Free Canada says, the war in Vietnam with a frozen hellscape, an educated enemy with access to tech, turning our vast wilderness into a sadistic hazard course. The Waffen Ice S will need masks for warmth. Never 51. That's true. That's very true. You know, it's crazy that Americans think that we could do whatever we want and conquer whatever country we want, but we've been humbled again and again and again. I think that we have this perception because it's reinforced through propaganda, through movies, and also because we just like objectively have the biggest military in the world. But like, I'm not so sure that it would be just like a foregone conclusion that America would win if they decided to invade Canada and start a war. Canadians would fuck us up. So I think you have a point there. Not that I ever want to see it come to that, because the prospect of war with Canada is like something we joked about before, right? Like, so, but yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, there's one more after this. Two Feathers says, America never won a war against combatants in flip-flops, unrelated by flip-flops. And last but not least, Old Man in Philly says, so what I hear you saying is Binder 28. I'm down. I will vote for Binder. And
did you read my? I think you read one of mine.
No, okay, I probably did. Yeah.
D Leopard XL, Rick Reed, Stephen Newcomb's Pagans in the Promised Land.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did read that one for you.
Sorry, I
didn't recognize those yours.
No, it's all good. Yeah, that's the show. I'm exhausted.
Me too.
But great show.
Really great show.
How did you how you feeling? We're now three episodes into the year.
It feels like this month has been at least 6 months, I've got to say. And Januaries are always long, but this one has been particularly long. So yeah.
Yes.
Glad to be back, but it's been exhausting.
All right, folks. We will see you. When will we see you? Next week.
Thursday.
Yeah. All right. Who should we rate on Twitch?
Let's raid Riverboat Jack. They wanted us to raid her a couple of shows ago, and we never got the chance to.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Queuing that up now. All right, everybody. It's been so nice.
I can't find. All right,
I'm not going to click out yet.
I'm pressing that start raid button. All right, folks. It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure to do. How long was today's episode? 3 hours? Jesus
3 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh, my God. Well, I felt it.
Yes. Yeah, and thank you to the mods, by the way. Thank you, Eco Socialist, for saying that. I always appreciate the mods who keep the chat nice and clean for us.
Absolutely.
You guys are absolutely amazing. Appreciate you. All right.
And we will see you all next week.
Take care, everybody.
I'm pressing that raid now button.
Same.